5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You're old, groaning like a geezer.
Hey, everybody. Welcome once again to the best drawing show on the internet. It is Graybeard'S Studio, and this is episode 156. That is, that's a lot of episodes. It's 2.5 years worth, pushing 3 years, actually. So anyway, welcome. I do have a bone to pick with the chat, but we'll get to that in a minute. David is out today, not feeling well, so we're giving him the day off, but the rest of us are here to entertain you with hopefully at least decent drawing skills and some pleasant conversation. But anyway, so I can't bring David in, but I can bring in a guy who's aging before our very eyes. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Gary Martin. Hello, Gary.
Kind of bittersweet. David's not feeling well, but the sweet part is I move up in the rotation.
That's right. Now you're right up on the left-hand side. Well, the right-hand side as you face your screen. So do you
I do have a old man
like,
joke.
Okay, you do. I was going to say, but do you feel like grander, like more powerful now?
I do.
Oh, okay, excellent.
Okay,
Right.
Old man joke.
Yep.
We were talking about this subject on off camera, so it's appropriate. Okay, here we go. I have 3 ways of shaping up for the summer.
Okay.
Number 1, eat less. Number 2, exercise more.
I like it.
Number 3, wait, what was I talking about?
Here's a guy who never knows what anyone's talking about. It's our favorite Double D, Dan Lawless.
Where do you get these jokes? They're so bad.
It's the ultimate
worst
dad
joke of all. Worst joke book of all time.
I know. It's like, my parents used to, not my parents, my neighbors, they had this book. And every time you'd go, like we were over to the house or their house or whatever, and you go use the bathroom, they had this long book that was called Jokes for the John. And
we used to have one of those, yeah.
Yeah, and it was just like, and I was like, I was a little kid reading these dirty jokes in here, in these Jokes for the John book that I don't know that I was supposed to be reading, but yeah, you should write a joke book, Gary.
Well, I steal all these jokes,
so none of this is original material. This is all theft.
10%, I would say 10%.
Okay. All right, you guys, I got to bring this topic up because quite frankly, I'm a little bit pissed about it. So, this has to do with our chat. So chat, listen up. So last week I put the poll out, which ended up being redesigning Captain America. All right. We got 81 votes total in the entire poll, which was the lowest we had ever had in the history of Graybeard's. And I thought, well, man, maybe they're just not interested in this topic. But then we had well over 1,000 views on the episode. So I said, well, okay, maybe, I don't know. Maybe it's just one of those weird things. Well, so this week I post the poll, 47 total votes, Dan. That's it. 47 votes. It's insane. And so I thought to myself, well, maybe it's not getting seen. You know how some people like have problems on X and stuff where posts are not being seen. So I looked at the little number there, over 3,000 views, and 47 people voted. And so then now I'm thinking, you guys, maybe the chat doesn't care anymore what we do, and they don't want to be a part of it. Maybe we should just like Roman emperors, when it's our week, just choose the topic and say, hey, this is what we're doing. Like it or lump it. I'm leaning.
So Aaron, what's the cutoff? If it drops down to below a certain number, I think we should just choose the topics ourselves.
So you're saying put up a poll, and if not enough people vote, then the heck with it. We'll just do what we want.
Yep.
I like that. Dan, what do you think?
That's not a bad idea, because it kind of it gives them an incentive to want to vote more, and retweet it so more people will vote, so they get the power. That's
right. So let's make it. I'm going to make it a little bit difficult. I want 150 votes, or it's fair game. We can choose whatever we want.
I like that. The minimum 150, or else the poll is out, and then
that's right. If you guys are not willing to participate in our poll, then you're going to get the wrath, and that will never will it be Atari Force. I can tell you that right now.
But how can we reward the people who do vote? They made the effort to vote.
They're going to have to push their friends into voting, I guess. It's a peer pressure thing. Because I sat there and I went, does no one care about us anymore? I mean, I cried, and it was sad. My wife's like, what is wrong with you? Man up. What is your problem? And I'm like, I'm sorry. I gathered myself, but it really affected me in a negative way. So as you can tell, we're going to put standards out there. And I think next week also, we're going to go up for do the super chat thing, where people can bid, and the highest total of super chats gets to not pick the poll, pick the category. So specific category. So
next week we're doing that.
Next week we're going to do that, and then if they pick Atari Force, well, I guess I'll just draw another fat dart eating a chicken leg on the couch like I did last time. But so that's what's up for next week, you guys. So things are changing around here. You're not going to push me around. Not anymore. I'm not taking it. Let's see what the chat has to say about this. Pastmaster Dan is here. Creative Faye joining us. She says, Man-Thing technically counts as a dead character because Ted Sallis drowned in the swamp after taking the super serum. I don't think he did. He transformed into the Man-Thing. He didn't die. He injected himself with that serum. If those of you who have read Savage Tales #1, which I have, First Appearance of Man-Thing, he had like a secret serum, like a secret soldier thing or something, and they crashed into the swamp as the bad guys were chasing him, and then he became the Man-Thing. You could say his old identity died, but he wasn't killed off in that sense. So
yeah, if you're gonna use the old identity dies, then that pretty much opens it up to every single superhero character.
That's right. Now, I'm not going to, Dan, since you and I are the only ones drawing today because David isn't here, I'm not saying you can't do a zombified version of a character. You could go down that road. But my initial point was to choose characters that Marvel has killed off, like the Green Goblin or the Hobgoblin or Gwen Stacy or Thunderbird from the X-Men.
Well, I'll just tell you, I'm going to draw Captain Marvel.
Or Captain Marvel, who is dead. There you go. I was thinking Captain Marvel, but I've already drawn him on this show, so I thought, I don't want to go back to that. So I'll tell you who I'm going to do in just a minute. Okay, let's see. Major Glitch is here. He wants to know who's drawing Uncle Ben. Are we talking about Uncle Ben's rice, or are we talking about Peter Parker's Uncle Ben?
That would be Peter Uncle Ben.
Did he come back to life?
What was that, Dan?
He would be drawn. Obviously, he's talking about Peter Parker's dad.
Oh, okay. Well, I didn't know, because what if he says Aunt Jemima next? Then what are you going to do? That's also a character's been killed off.
Why would you say that?
In comics? What comics are you reading there, Aaron?
I'll bet money if you go back to like the 40s or 50s, there is a Uncle Ben or a Aunt Jemima promotional comics.
I could see young Aaron. Oh man, how did they kill off Uncle Ben? Where are we going to get our rice?
I'm just saying. Oh my gosh. Randy Howell, all the way from Canada, is here. Golem Wolf. Now he asked about the zombified characters, so I just clarified that for you. It's characters that have been killed off, even if they came back. So if you had picked DC, for example, Superman would be fair game because he was killed but then brought back. So
I think though he knows zombies, The Walking Dead are that's kind of your thing. That's your specialty. And he was hoping, to see that. That's what I'm reading into this.
Well, I've drawn a lot of zombies in my time, Gary, and I'm thinking,
yeah, but zombies are not easy to draw, and you draw them well.
Well, thank you. It's I owe it all to Bernie. Matthew Muma is here. Pantheon 7900. Eric N. Boyd Art. He says, "Let me guess. Aaron's going to draw Bucky." Gay. Call me anything. Don't call me gay.
Is that the canon for calling you gay or for suggesting you draw Bucky?
Actually, when you put it that way, it's for both.
Okay.
Now that I think about it. Night Elf DK. Is it any character that has died or is currently dead? Has died is the clarification there. All right. Now they're complaining that we were late again and blaming me, of course. It was just we had a little conversation. You can't stop a conversation right at mid. It's like going to the bathroom. You can't stop midstream. You got to finish. And so we were right in the middle of a conversation, and and
the conversation wasn't really appropriate for the show,
right? So it's not that we would be discussing on the show.
I mean, we're grim, but we don't want to be too grim,
right? Exactly. We don't want to be Ben Grimm. That's like pushing it.
Oh, by the way, Eric, the boy Art, he said, "Ha, it worked." In other words, he wanted you to not draw like Bucky, so I think that was his plan. So he really, or maybe he wanted to get a cannonball. Yeah, maybe.
Are you saying he manipulated me? Is that what you're saying?
Yes, he totally manipulated you, and successfully. And I think he did a good job because nobody wants to see you draw Bucky. Nobody wants to draw Bucky. Nobody wants to see Bucky.
I'm emotionally fragile right now because of the whole poll thing. So I'm easily duped. Best Age Comics said, "I knew I could be here late and still be early." Okay. I don't, within 5 minutes, that seems reasonable to me. I don't even really consider that late. I consider that just sort of production time, right? It's just,
and plus you guys in the chat who don't know the conversation that we're having off the air is way more interesting than what we talk about on the show.
That's right. So you wouldn't leave it either. So, all right, let's see. Sequential.
I don't think they believe you, Gary.
Let's see. Major Glitch. Did I say? Let's see. Major Glitch says that's the Lopresti factor. Always turns up late, but never disappoints. So that's kind of like a left-handed compliment there. It's like, so I'm actually going to take that, Gary, as a positive, but I never disappoint. Okay. Or is he saying I never disappoint to be late?
Well, we don't want to appear to be too eager. We want to play hard to get a little bit,
Yeah, exactly.
So you want to are they coming on? Oh, maybe what if they think, what if they don't come on? Oh my God. See,
yeah.
And then they come on and we're like, oh.
What if Aaron's pissed about the whole polling situation? What if that were to be the
yeah. Maybe Dan, you might be onto something that they're not disappointed that we're late. They're disappointed that we even come on the air at all.
That could be it too. That's a very negative way to look at it, Gary. I gave the positive side. They really want to hang out with us.
I wonder if maybe we're like that car accident on the side of the highway where you don't want to look, but you got to. So people tune in, even though they don't really want to, and they're hoping that we don't show up so they don't have to watch the train wreck. But yet here we are.
Yep.
Let's see. Spaceman's here. Pity Mod joining us.
Maybe they're like, you guys got to see this show. It's so bad. You just have to see how bad.
You have to see it to believe it.
Yeah. So it's kind of like ironic, they have watch parties like, oh my God.
Iodine 74. He says, please don't pick my bone. What in the world does that? Gary, what is going on in this chat?
Like Plan 9 from Outer Space, the worst movie ever made. This could be like, that. And like people ironically watch it. Like, oh my gosh, you got to see the worst movie ever made. Same thing, got to see the worst show ever,
Actually, I think Glenn or Glenda is worse than Plan 9 from Outer Space if you're, into that type of thing. But anyway, you might be right.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see here.
We don't care why they watch.
Right, really. As long as they hit that like and subscribe, right? Ring the bell
and for notifications. Barbaric Adventures, guys. Back. That's right. We also care very much about that.
Yeah, we do. We'll get to that later.
A great book.
It is. It's going to be fantastic. We're over 28K right now, and we are 47 backers away from another art raffle. Which wouldn't that be cool if we could get those 47 backers by this time next week? So on Graybeard'S, we could raffle off another piece of original artwork to some lucky backer.
Yeah,
that would be awesome.
That'd be awesome. Yes, it would.
Yeah,
link is
I'll create an original.
By the way, so Dan, are you contributing or am I contributing again?
I can absolutely contribute if you'd like, and I would create an original.
It's up to you. I don't want to force you because I am giving away art, and I'm okay with that, but I don't want to put that on anybody else.
I really want to, and in gratitude for them backing us. Here's the thing: is we are really truly grateful for that. We want to entertain, and we're going to do our absolute best work, and they're going to get a really great comic book, hopefully. But we also want to express our gratitude to these people. They don't have to do this, and it's really, it's something I really want to do,
Okay, there you go. So Dan will be the next piece of art that goes off in the raffle is going to be one of Dan's pieces. So there you go. Corey Landis is here. Spaceman says it's the first time watching live in months. Can't stream at work. Oh, okay. But we're hopefully watching the reruns.
I hope they're not home for a bad reason. Like they're feeling good and everything. So.
Laserbeak says, "Who are you and why are you in my kitchen?" If we're in your kitchen, I expect to be fed.
Yeah, I'm gonna say, what's for dinner?
Yeah, well, better the kitchen than the bathroom. I mean, I don't want to be live streaming someone's bathroom.
No, isn't that luxury? Did you have a TV or a computer in your bathroom?
Well, you must be planning on staying in there a while. I've stayed at hotels where they have a phone right by the toilet, and you're like, seriously, you think you're going to be in there that long that you need a phone in there, or maybe you get trapped or something? I don't know. Okay, what does this mean, Gary? Craig 69 says, I'm not here and still no Gary Martin's signature.
It's because he bought some bargain books of my work, and I think he asked for me to sign some of them, and I probably said I would, and I absolutely didn't sign a single one.
Wow, Gary.
Yeah, so I do owe him. I do.
That's brutal. Listen to this. James says, hey, Aaron, I'll keep pestering Titan Comics until they let you and Dan do some variant Conan covers. Well, good luck to you, and I appreciate you supporting us like that, James. They actually came to me at San Diego, I did not go to them. They came to me and asked me if I wanted to be involved in the Conan project. I said, yes. And we talked for a long time. After San Diego, they sent me like the tax form stuff that I had to fill out, sent it to them. Said, okay, great, thank you. We'll be hearing from you soon. Never heard from them again. And this has been 2 years now.
What is it about conventions where you're sitting at a table and someone comes up to you and offers you work, and then you never hear from them again? I can't even tell you how many times that's happened to me.
It's incredible. It is. I had a guy from Mattel come up to me at New York show years ago. And he was like an art director at Mattel. And he was like, oh, I love your stuff. We blah, 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 blah. Nothing.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, James, just when you're out there, I've seen it too. Where he's say, "Hey, Titan, check these guys out, but please don't be too pushy about it. Be nice, like, hey, could you please? We'd really love to see the cover from that, but don't say, hey guys, get your act together and." That has a sort of a not good effect. We wanted we were trying to bring a little lamb towards this little deer. Like, come here. With those sudden movements, don't raise your gun. It's okay. We can work with these guys. They're really nice,
Randy Howell for $5 Canadian. Thank you, Randy. He says Aaron is just 10 subs from 444K. And 4 is a very unlucky number in China, as it sounds similar to the word for death. Thank you. I don't know, Randy, what I'm supposed to take away from that, but I do appreciate that. Let's. The numbers have been growing slowly but surely for whatever reason. Thank you. I appreciate you guys subbing to the channel if you haven't done so already. Corey Landis is here. Headless Bourgeoisie, Maromi, Byron Smith. Byron Smith says, I don't vote for topics because I don't use social media. And quite frankly, I don't blame you. Iodine, look at this. Iodine says, I actually voted in time this week, which, Gary, that says to me that he usually doesn't vote. Isn't that what it's saying to you?
Yep.
Okay. Just wanted to make sure before I got.
Why are you guys so mean to the chat?
I self-defense.
Wait, you hate what it says. What? You got to be nice to the people in the chat.
Major Glitch says maybe the 47 people who voted are the ones that are here now. Wow, is now okay? Now, to me, that's another insult.
Well, no, he might be right. He might be right. The ones that voted are the hardcore Graybeard fans, and they're the ones that watch the show.
Yeah, but there's more than 47 people watching us right now, so I think that was an insult. If Katie said that, I would know it was an insult. I'm not exactly sure. Tank Ferret Presents is here.
Yeah, there's over 100 people on YouTube right now watching. I can see that. I don't know other platforms, but
we're on X too. So
I can't imagine why, but they're here. Yeah.
What are you people doing? Are you insane? Look at this. Laserbeak says, first time watching in months, and I'm getting yelled at. Did I? No, I just said if we're in your kitchen, we expect some food out of it. I don't think that's yelling. I think that's just sort of speaks to our character. Yeah.
Well, he's just on edge because of John Beatty. It's all John Beatty's fault.
Well, that
could be.
The title of starving artist is not mythology. It's real.
It's real. And so if you're in your kitchen, we're like, all we're thinking about is, ooh, that could be
where's the food?
Yep. Lone Star Viper says, most of the time X notifies me after the poll is over. Okay. I don't know. I hear a lot of excuses, Gary. That's what I'm hearing. GJ Martinez is here. Henry Angelus, he says, my vote doesn't count. See, that's the wrong attitude. That's the wrong attitude.
You definitely count.
Yeah, especially when there's only 47 people voting. You could change the entire.
Yeah, that's right. You could sway the entire poll.
Get a couple friends together. You can control the show. Absolute power.
We're getting a bunch of people letting us know who died. Strong guy from X Factor died. I didn't know that. I've already drawn him on the show though. The Larry Stroman show. One of the 2 appearances Larry's made on this show. I drew that. Stealth X5 says hello for 2 big ones. Thank you very much. We appreciate it.
We can start the show now.
That's right. Now that he's here and said hello, we're all good.
No, it's not the hello. It's the $2.
Oh, okay.
Let's go.
Let's see.
$2.
There's Joe Goulart. Joe Goulart says, hey, Aaron. Hey, Joe. Thanks for joining us. Sean Willits. He says, DWEMs. No DWEMs. That's outrage. It is. HR 3800 says Terex. Terex is dead? I didn't know that. Not that there's no reason why I would know that, but I didn't know that. Well, let's see here. Who else we got?
Says Blue Beetle.
Okay, first of all, Blue Beetle isn't Marvel. So, and Ted Cord, is Ted Cord dead? I didn't think he was. Texas Mofo says, vote for what?
So these are, see, this is news to me. Marvel dead characters?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm not sure what you're getting at.
You're on the show. Why can't you pay attention?
I'm not drawing them. I don't care.
That's true.
Luke,
yes, but you are overseeing the show.
Allegedly.
You should be informed. These people come in, they're going to come in with questions. You need to be on top of that, the answers.
Well, they know better.
He should be.
He knows better.
Luke Welcher says, I like background bickering while drawing. Plus, your drawings are in the wheelhouse of what I like. Well, that's a good reason to be here, and I appreciate it. Thank you. We will.
That's a really nice compliment.
Plenty of bickering, I'm sure, before the.
Yeah. So us bickering helps him work. Interesting.
He's gonna get like a whole issue done today, then probably. All right, so that's pretty much everybody here. Let's see. Let's roll into this little show and tell here before we get drawing, and we'll start with Gary since David's not here. So actually, David not being here will save us 20 minutes of scrolling through his Twitter feed.
Yeah. Before we start,
his art's great, but it takes half the show. Yeah,
I know.
Before we start, I've not worn this sweatshirt yet because I knew it would match matches my couch, and I'm thinking, I bet Creative Faye points that out. Sure enough,
that's what you say.
Your sweater matches the couch.
You're just like you're like this floating head back there because everything else just kind of fades into the.
He's butter.
That's.
Yep.
All right, Gary. What is this?
Buttery.
Digging through my stuff, I found copies of some of my Flash inks over Carmine Infantino that I did in around the mid 80s. So this was a long time ago.
Wow.
And you see my, this is a Xerox, so the quality is not that great. My clever use of Zipatone to give that guy's turtleneck some texture.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it looks itchy.
And it looks exactly. And a white zip on these dudes behind the window.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Oh, kind of fade them out. Very nice.
Right. And then the cast shadow right there.
Yeah, lots.
Yeah, so I use Zipatone a lot. So anyway, this is Carmine Infantino. And here's another one that I found.
Wait a minute. What did Carmen think of your inks?
I have no idea.
Oh, okay. Never said anything to you?
He would not deem to communicate with the low-level ink artist that I was back in those days.
Okay. All right.
And so this was the Flash's, that was him being booked, and his Flash's mugshot. And I can't remember if I'm the one that did this, but remember back in the newsprint days, gray was not a color choice that the color artists had. So they would use blue. And they wanted this to be a black and white photograph. And so I Zipatoned it. And so it was reproduced in the book like this. It makes
I can't believe your brush control that you can do all those dots so perfectly.
It's incredible, Gary. You've really
that's
phenomenal.
That's splatter that I can.
It's controlled splatter.
Wow,
that is
really controlled.
Wow,
not too many people can do that.
So anyway, good old days where we had to use Zipatone for gray, and as long as I'm on this Flash motif, here's a commission that I finished this morning.
Oh,
wow. And this is was commissioned by someone in this, I think, is currently in our chat now.
How about
a friend of the show?
Incredible. But did they vote in the poll this week is what I want to know.
Now that ain't Zipatone, folks. That is line work. Yeah.
Yeah, this is all all the cross hatching is brushwork. And I used, like for some of these straight or curved lines, I used a pen. But all this stuff is brushwork.
Yeah, that helmet thing is just blows my mind. It looks like it's a real material, but it's all line.
Yeah, and the pattern that I use, you see like here how I break up the lines. It's not like a one continuous line. They're like rows of lines.
Mm-hmm.
And then you cross them with another row and another row. And that it kind of creates a texture.
Yeah.
As opposed to just flat lines, which creates a different texture.
Mm-hmm.
Amazing.
Yep.
Incredible. Anthony Roldan says, just backed it, guys. Backer 357. Thank you, Anthony. Appreciate that very much.
Thank you.
So we have now just 46 more backers to go before we can raffle off an original piece of artwork that one lucky backer will win. Hopefully we'll be able to do that next week. Okay, let's see.
Henry Angeles, is that how am I saying it?
Yeah, Henry Angeles. Well, I just say Henry Angeles, like Los Angeles.
Okay. It takes several days, Henry. Several days.
Yeah, there it is. Okay, Gary, that's some very nice work as usual.
Mm-hmm.
Dan Lawrence has something he'd like to share with us. Here we go.
Yeah, you guys, I'm sure you come across Shadowhawk in the chat. His name is Matt Kanish, and he's a big supporter of Comicsgate and comics, independent comics. He loves comics. And, you guys, he's often, he's with, if you've seen Devil Flyers, Reg Christensen's Devil Flyers show, comes on his show all the time. Well, he had some surgery on his knee, and he had the insurance cover the surgery and the recovery, but not the workers' comp. So he was disappointed about that. And so there's a little GoFundMe to just give him a couple months, to get through it, help him out a little bit. So that's what this is. If you can go to Fund My Comic and Matt Kanish and check him out. You can go to my X if you want to get a link to it. So it's just something we could do. It'd be kind of nice, I think, to help him out and give him a little helping hand in the community. Lots of people, he's on a big supporter of all of our comics. So really, it's a good thing to do to help him out. So, and I'm going to auction off this.
Hang on a second. Hang on.
Okay.
Oh, nice little
Race the Guy, which I did do this on the show. I added some ink wash and ink to it, so it is him galloping. And so at the end of the show, we'll auction this off and send Matt the proceeds. So
and Matt will get the proceeds for that. Excellent, Dan. That's very kind of you. We will do that right after Gary's bargain books, and then we will go ahead and at
the end of the show.
So
you get to own a piece of artwork, and it's a win-win. And Matt gets a little help.
Now, again, thank you for doing that, Dan. That's very nice. I always like to embarrass James whenever I can, and so here's a chance to do it. He says, Aaron, it's 43 backers to go, not 46. Well, you're wrong, because even though our latest backer was 357, backer numbers also are assigned to people that back, and then they refund or change their order. So what I'm getting is the actual number of backers. So you may be 357, but only 354 backed and are still backing. So it is still 46. James, you think you know stuff, but don't challenge me. Not on my show.
So what I got out from that, Aaron, is chat. Don't try and correct Aaron today.
Aaron's really upset about the poll. Now, Gary, did you want to share this that you just put up?
Yeah, this is as long as we're having an auction. Covering medical expenses.
Why? Hang on a second. This is not. Why is this not going on? Before presenting a screen, there's nothing else. What am I?
Did I?
Hang on a second.
Are you seeing it?
I am seeing it, but it will not let me share because of Dan's. There it goes. Okay. Oh, that's cool.
Wow.
Yes,
So
this is
you
also
auction
going
this?
up for auction later in the show.
Okay.
And
Cool.
this is 11 by 17. Of course, it's Frankie. And this is all brush.
Yeah, Gary's also a great supporter of the show and comics. He likes comics a lot. So
that's right. You want to support Gary by getting out in front of his health problems, or waiting until something comes up.
That's right.
I got really healthy. He's helping.
Where's David? David's not feeling well, so he did not come in today. So that's why he's not here. It's just the three of us today, and you guys, you wonderful people in the chat that don't like to vote in our poll anymore. All right, so I'm going to share some stuff. I'm not going to share any of my stuff because people have been sending me stuff, and my feeling, guys, is that when people send me stuff, they really want me to show it. That's why they send it. So I'm going to accommodate them. Creative Face sent me a care package, and it featured several pieces of artwork. This, I believe, is a print of, I believe, the Wraith chasing a little, is that an elf? It's got pointy boots. This little kid, anyway, stole the Wraith's cape.
That's really good.
So it appears that Creative Face is promoting hijinks and theft. So I'm not
That's
sure.
Pretty darn good.
Glorifying, yeah, glorifying.
She's glorifying.
Good use of blacks on that piece.
Nice drawing.
Good use of blacks.
Yeah, I like it. Can you go a little closer? Can I see a little closer? Wow. Okay. Very good. Very good.
The thing that she doesn't show is what the Wraith's going to do to that kid when he catches her.
I don't know. He looks pretty fast.
This is a Garbage Man gag cartoon where it has Garbage Man's, I don't know if you call her his girlfriend, but Samantha saying, ha ha, wow, Richard, you are attracting flies. Something smells good. And he's like, unbelievable. Is that like a little like Peter Lorre kind of fly there? Thick and twisted. And then, but wait, that's not it. There's this big old pinup of Wraith of God here.
My.
That Creative Face sent me along with this. So
she's kicking it up a bit and not sure. This is looking pretty good, man.
Yeah, well, apparently Esther is very upset about the death of somebody, as there's a cross right there. Maybe Creative Faye knows something about the story that I don't know.
Good foreground, background, midground, like really cool.
There's colored.
Oh, she did a colored version of it too. Very good.
So thank you, Creative Faye, for all this stuff. Very nice of you.
Impressive work, Creative.
Now, I hate to do this to juxtaposition you right next to David, but that's just the way it's worked out. So David sent me a package today that I received, and they're the this is very sad, but they're the original art for the story, backup story he was going to do in Wraith of God 3, but we didn't hit the 100K mark, so it was not included. But look at this page. Wow. He's like Sentinel character.
He sent that to you?
Yes. And I told him not to. I told him to keep it. He said, I'll give you the artwork. I go, no, dude, it's your artwork. Don't. And he sent it to me anyway.
God, it's like great, man.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping that at some point in the not too distant future, we'll be able to finish this little 12-page story and place it in the backup.
Yeah, I agree with GJ Martinez. I wanted to see that story. I definitely want to read it.
Yeah, it's really good. And then he sent me this. This touched me. You talk about tearing up. I don't know why he sent me this, but he included this in the package with that art. And this is not a print. This is the original.
Oh my goodness.
Man,
that's beautiful.
So he just threw it in the package.
Just was in there.
That's looks like Gary Martin inks on it. Like, I mean,
the thing is,
more your style.
Really, this artwork is really heavy because she's weighing me down a little bit.
Huge boobs.
Yeah, okay.
But no, I just thought this was great. And I don't know, this is back from 2007. I can't believe he still has it laying around, but he doesn't anymore. It's now in my David Williams private collection. So there you go.
Nope, she's gonna be Me Too'd. Wonder Woman.
No, I can do that because I
wanted touching, No,
I drew her for 2 years, so I can do that. I don't know if I don't even know if I had this last week or not. But I've been doing some draw streams with short draw streams throughout the week with David to just promote Barbaric Adventures. And so I've been doing drawings of characters from the book or scenes that might, that relate to the book because I don't want to show you guys any more pages because I want you to actually read it. But anyway, so this is the last piece I did with ink wash and put this up on the campaign page and it sold. So it is no longer available, but
that's a great piece, man.
There you go. Thank you.
And she's got va-va-va-voom, she's got.
Oh yeah, she does. Oh yeah. That hair is flowing in the wind. David has got a really nice piece going of this character who's called Celia. She is the female heroine in Primal Zone. And he's got a piece that he's about halfway done with. It's really nice that he's been working on those things. So there you go. That is our little show and tell round for this fine day. And anyway, there we go. People that have asked me this, and in the campaign, which I'll bring up real quickly here, since it's relates to what I'm talking about. So there we are. You see that, James? See that number right there? 354. That means 46 more backers. Anyway, I'm going to zip down here real quick. This right here, the Barbaric Adventures sketchbook is one of the items you can get as an add-on, or you can get it in one of the reward packages that you get. You buy a couple books together and you get a discount and all that kind of stuff. Anyway, every piece that I've been drawing on these draw streams will be in this book. So that piece I just showed will be in this book, along with the several other ones that I've drawn, and of course a lot of other stuff, because it's 32 pages. So there'll be a few images in there for sure. But anyway, I want everybody to remember that this campaign is still live for another 27 days. So we're running out of time here. We'd like to see this get to 40 if we can. That would make me very comfortable. And so that's kind of our goal. Our short-term goal at the moment is get to 400 backers so that we can raffle off another piece of original artwork, and one of you guys will be the winner there.
Do you know which one you're going to put up, Dan?
No, I think I might create something.
Ooh, look at that. Specific for the raffle. How about that?
Yeah,
That's cool. Real quickly, this is what we're pushing here is Barbaric Adventures #1. It's a 64-page black and white. I call it a magazine, but it's square bound. It's 8.5 by 11. It's magazine size, but it's going to be on much nicer paper than you'd get in just a standard magazine. So it's more of a bookish magazine, if you will. We've got 3 stories. One by me called Primal Zone, very much an Edgar Rice Burroughs kind of flavor thing, an interdimensional dinosaur and cavemen adventure story. And this is my cover representing it. That's cover A. You have 4 cover choices, of course. There's David's, which is cover B. And this features his story as a young knight that battles demons to become a true warrior. Dan Lawless's cover here, Mars Madness is the name of the story. Dan, give us the elevator pitch on your story in here.
This is a guy. It's set in the future of Mars, where they terraform Mars, and it was a great society till it fell into ruin and corruption, and he's leading a rebellion to try to bring it back to order. So he's got to deal with that, but he's also got a rebellion within the rebellion. So he's fighting a war on 2 fronts, and it's an exciting. There's lots of battles, but there's also like verbal battles, people arguing about what it means to to be and to run the rebellion. So it's an interesting kind of take as you try to figure out what it means to be free, what it means to be to fight for freedom. So I like when I write a story to have something a little more than just a story that just happens.
Lobby, everybody out of the elevator.
I'm trying to sell my story.
So
I like my story. So.
This is you should. I like it too. And so you've got this is sort of a mix between sci-fi and barbarism, right?
It's a future society that's fallen to barbarism and corruption.
Yeah.
And
so there is technology in that.
Yeah, he's got a gun there and a sword. So
he's using both. And so it's it's what they used to call in Hollywood, maybe they still do, high concept. And I've seen some pages from this, and they are really good. And I think the story's awesome. The one thing about this, you guys, all 3 stories are really good, and the artwork is going to be top notch. This is absolutely a project. It's going to be on the lower print run, just based on what we're getting backer wise right now. So it's going to be super rare too, and it's going to probably be the best looking book that's come out in quite some time. So you don't want to miss this. We also got the great Joe Jusko to do a cover for us featuring Freya the Ice Princess, a Yeti hunter, and there'll be a short preview story by me in there of this, introducing this character in this as well. So you're really getting like 4 stories, along with my original 8-page story of Primal Zone that I did back in the 90s, which has never been published. That will also be in here. This thing is packed. It's not like 64 pages, but only 40 pages of story. It's like 62 pages of story, and then like a title page. So it's a great value. Here's some of the original artwork from my story. As you can see, it's all inked and ink washed. So we're trying to give it a kind of another level to the artwork rather than just straight up black and white. There's the 3rd page, and the last page you'll see from me until you buy the book, because I don't want to give the whole freaking thing away.
I can't believe that's not a pinup. That's an actual page from the story. I mean, this is so great.
Thank you, Dan. And look at this. Speaking of pinups, and this even has words on it.
That's mine. Yeah, that's mine.
You're supposed to send me another page, Dan, so I can put
I know I forgot to tell you I gotta do that. So you can post it up there. But people, I have showed it on here on the Graybeard'S, but I definitely want to put it on the campaign.
I want to put it up on the campaign page as well. David's in the layout stage right now. He's one of those crazy guys who like lays stuff out, before he finishes. And so when I get a finished page from him, we'll throw it up here as well. We'll obviously preview it on this show. So anyway, there's the 2 best deals on this campaign are, if you look over to the right, the 4-pack plus, which features all 4 covers and the sketchbook signed by me for $105. That's $120 value. So if you wanted all 4 covers, that's the best way to do it. Also, the other thing is, if you're a little bit more of a big spender and a completist and you want to have everything, then you get the Big Barbaric box, which has every item in the campaign is in there, plus 2 items you can't add on. You can only get them in the big box. One of those is this 4-print portfolio you're seeing right here. Will come in an illustrated envelope signed by me. And then this 5th cover.
To make the Barbaric box complete, Aaron is including a serving of mutton with every order.
And nice Tupperware, so it'll stay fresh. Mm-hmm. This is a color sketch for the 5th cover that is only going to appear in the Big Barbaric box. So anyway, with Indiegogo's new format.
Wait, is this going to be a cover?
It is. But you're
going to paint it or draw it?
What's a painted cover? This is
going to be a painted cover.
It's going to be a painted cover, and it's only going to be available. That version of the cover is only going to be available in the Big Barbaric box. So the print run on this is going to be really low, and so really rare. And
I'm excited to see that. Have you started that? Besides this, have you started painting it yet? Or
no, I haven't started painting yet. I'm still working on the drawing, but I will get it up on canvas here, hopefully.
This is going to be great.
So you guys can see it kind of form. This one back here, I kept hidden because I wanted to wait till the campaign launched before I showed it. So it's always back there behind me. This, however, will be behind me as it develops into a finished painting. So every time I stream, you'll be able to see it back there behind me here in the next couple of days. I'll get it up there and get started on it.
That's gonna be cool to watch that unfold, because the layout looks great. It's a great strong design. It's just gonna anatomy's excellent.
Thank you. Inspired by the James Bam and Doc Savage covers is kind of what I was going for here. So that'll be fun to see that come to life. And then, of course, the Barbaric Sketchbook, the Snow Hunt print signed by me that is featuring our Ice Princess, Yeti Slayer. You can get a Barbaric Adventures shot glass where it's laser etched. That logo will be laser etched into the glass. And it's part of a 6 glass set. This will be the 5th glass. Goes along with Wraith of God, Garbage Man, Kit Carter, and the Nightclub. And this will be the 5th one, Barbaric Adventures. So collect them all. Then we've got our original artwork, what's left that's still for sale. And then once you keep scrolling down, you'll finally get to the rewards. And this is where you order whatever particular package you want. One cover or a combined here covers. There's the big Barbaric box again at $185, normally $210. It's a $25 savings. So you're basically getting that extra cover for free. And so these are all the perks, or what are now called rewards. There's some original art that's left. And then, of course, you keep scrolling down and your add-ons are there. And you can add on anything from this campaign except the 2 exclusive items I just mentioned that were in the big Barbaric box only. But you can also get back issues from Wraith of God, old sketchbooks, Kit Carter, graphic novel, Garbage Man, Power Cubed, each of the covers individually, and then also Kit Carter sketchbook. So all of these things are available as add-ons if you need to catch up in your reading from Empire Comics. But here you go, folks. That's where we're at right now, 354. We want to get this to 400 by next week so we can raffle off.
Give away free stuff.
Yep. Yeah. So we need your help, guys, to get this word out to everybody you know, and again, help us promote this book, because it's going to be, the more books they sell, the more we can do this, make more books. So and put our because like, for example, that first page of that guy right there, I drew that several times, and then I got into Photoshop and I worked on it again. And Aaron's laughing at me because it's like, here's a new version. I keep saying, like, a new version.
He goes, well, wait, don't print that one here. I got a new version. I'm like, what? And he just kept, I couldn't even keep track. But I'm doing the same thing. I'm drawing and then going, this blows, and then I need to fix it, and I'm redrawing. Because I've never done a book with other artists of this caliber, and I am not going to be the guy that has the sucky story. Okay, I'm just telling you that right now. And that we're all sort of taking that approach. It's like, I'm not going to be the weak link in this chain. So you're going to get some really, really good stuff.
Yeah, you're all doing that. You're doing that too, Dan, right?
Yeah, we love our readers. We want to give them the best.
That's right. And that's what we're here for.
The best we can.
Which
is so great.
David is like, screw the readers. I just want to do a story better than Dan.
All right, I know. He's just like, I want to bury Dan. That's my only motivation. And
good. Let him try.
Yeah. So anyway, the link's in the description of this video. It's also pinned to the top of this chat. If you're watching on X, you can go to my homepage on X, and there's a link there. Or you can go right to Indiegogo, type in Barbaric Adventures or Aaron Lopresti, and it'll take you to the campaign. So it's really easy. Yeah. We appreciate you guys' support. We obviously cannot do it without you. So please continue to spread the word, and we thank you for that and for backing.
This is the only place you can get this kind of stuff now, because Marvel is not going to do a book like this. They, no, they're not. We have Barbaric Adventures here. The only thing they have is bare butt adventures. That's
it's not the kind of bare butt you want to see very often.
Yeah. So we got Barbaric Adventures. They got bare butt adventures, and that's not going to change. It's gay all the way over there. You got to go. You got to go somewhere else now. You got to go independent for your heterosexual entertainment.
If you want heterosexual entertainment, you got to come down to get it.
Exactly.
Okay.
Oh my gosh! All right, so let's switch cameras. And
get
switch
cameras.
So Dan, you're doing Captain Marvel.
Captain Marvel, the original.
And Aaron, have you decided? Or are you gonna?
I'm gonna do Gwen Stacy with maybe a little bit extra. I always loved Gwen Stacy, and I'm still mad, almost as mad as I am about the poll voting this week. I am mad about the death of Gwen Stacy. Speaking of that, Headless Bourgeoisie for $5 says, "I'm sorry about your shrinking poll, Aaron." Oh my gosh. Thank you for the 5, Headless.
Hardy, har, har.
Yeah. Paul Taylor for $10 Canadian says, I was finally able to back this. Indiegogo was sending me a code after it had already expired. They finally got their act together. Now, that's interesting because I don't understand why Indiegogo would have to send you a code to back. I'm very confused. Now, don't take this as me soliciting you another super chat so you can explain it further for me. But if you'd like to.
Oh, no. Heaven forbid.
That's not what I'm talking about here. But that's very strange. But I'm glad you're able to get in there, Paul, because I know Paul Taylor, it caused him physical pain to back a black and white book. But he knew that he had to do it because he realized the greatness that he'd be missing out on if he didn't do it. So thank you, Paul. Thank you for getting over your prejudice against black and white and pushing forward and doing the right thing.
Okay, so chat officially, no more suggestions.
What was that?
Aaron is drawing Gwen and Dan is drawing Captain Marvel. Although
there's a little more going on with Gwen than just Gwen.
Yeah. Dave got this in a little before you announced it. He says, who's drawing Hawkeye? Dave Olbrich.
Is Hawkeye dead?
No, Dave Olbrich is in the chat and he's suggesting Hawkeye.
Well, Dave knows stuff. So I'm going to go out on a limb and say that Hawkeye must be dead if Dave says he's dead, but I didn't know that. And I hate Hawkeye, so I'd never draw him anyway.
I drew him on the show.
You did drew Hawkeye once. That's right. You did.
Yeah, you can see it by the original artworks on my website. So
that's right.
I never considered Hawkeye a superhero. He's just a guy that's good with a bow.
Well, he gets to hang around with other superheroes, though.
I know he does, but that's because they accepted him. Would you consider Robin Hood a superhero?
Well, no, because there wasn't any other superheroes around. But let's say Robin Hood came.
Association, though, doesn't make you a superhero.
Well,
sure it does.
I think it kind of. I think it does in the sense that people would refer to you.
Do you think Thor, the God of Thunder, arguably the most powerful Avenger, considers Hawkeye a superhero? I doubt it.
Now wait a minute. Hang on a second. Now, what about Iron Man? That's just a dude wearing a suit. So is the suit really
Batman
the hero?
But the suit makes him a superhero. Hawkeye just has, exploding arrows. So what?
Are you saying that his exploding arrows don't make him a hero?
No.
Wow. So then you don't think Green Arrow?
I put caps on the end of my little, suction cup arrows when I was a kid, and they popped when they hit the wall. It doesn't make me a superhero.
Well, if you
hang on a second. If Robin Hood came through a time portal and
had gadgets, no, he would not.
And he joined the Avengers?
No.
Well, then what is he, a side? I mean, is he like a court jester? I mean, what would you consider?
No, he's just a talented guy. I mean, he could enter the Olympics.
Oh my gosh. Okay. I don't know. Now, what about the swordsman? Did the swordsman have any power at all?
He had a magic sword, right?
Did he? I don't know. I don't know if his sword was magic.
I know. What about Robin? Robin's a superhero?
Yeah. What about Batman and Robin? They're both,
Robin.
Batman had a lot of cool gadgets. Robin was just a sidekick. Sidekicks aren't superheroes.
Oh my gosh. I
don't consider Black Widow a superhero. She's just a super spy.
This is hot take city right here.
Well, no, you could be a superhero. You could be a superhero, but it's not a super powered superhero.
Yeah. I don't know that I agree with you, Gary. I think you're wrong.
You know what, though? I think Gary's kind of getting me to think about it a little bit more. Because, is the Spirit a superhero? Yeah, I guess.
Greta Bay agrees with me. Greta Bay says Batman is not a superhero.
Well, what about the Spirit?
No way.
Oh my gosh.
He's a detective.
So he's a masked vigilante.
Exactly.
All
right.
So
well, it depends on how you define the terms, is what it comes down to. You know.
I guess so, Gary. Basically, what you're saying is we're using the term superhero way too liberally.
Yes. Major Glitch says Gary's correct. No superpower. Then you are just a hero.
Okay.
There we go.
Well, as long as you're still going to give him, if you're going to give him hero status, then I'm okay.
Yes. Hero. Yes. Superhero.
No. Okay. Well, all right.
Well, you can use that word though.
Do you think Thor thinks Hawkeye is his peer?
I think they're buddies. I'm not sure how to answer. I've never, Gary, in my entire life, have I thought of this. Until you just.
Well, what would you say to people who say Aaron's super cool?
I say, well, he's cool,
but he's not super cool.
Wait, no, you could say he's super cool if you wanted to. I mean,
but it wouldn't make it true. I think
Henry Angela says, right? I'd like to vote Gary off the show. See, I know I'm making you rethink everything you've come to understand in the comic book world.
I don't even.
But yeah, heroes, that was one thing. Superhero, that's a whole nother level.
Okay. I have to admit, I've never really thought of it in those terms. So
I just realized that I'm bigger on the screen now. I can't screw up as much. You know, when you're more visible.
That's true. Your mistakes are blown up.
Yeah, like
right. Your triumphs are also blown up, Dan. Look at it that way.
Okay, yeah, that's a more positive way. Yeah. I should be more positive. I'm about to draw something.
Yeah,
it's gonna be great.
So they can see your greatness up close.
Dan, you should be telling yourself how much you love it before you even start.
Yeah. I'm really happy with the way it's starting.
You're real happy with that oval that you just drew.
Yes.
Right. That's exactly it.
Okay, now the chat is like arguing.
Yeah,
who's now, a superhero? Who is?
No, Gary, this is on you. You
guys have no idea what I've been holding back all these years. I just couldn't stand it anymore. I had to let that one out.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Well, speaking of Hawkeye, who's not a superhero apparently, I was going to do a Hawkeye miniseries at Marvel before Dave Olbrich, of all people, lured me away to work on Sludge at Malibu.
So it was Hawkeye that you were about to do, and then you got a better offer.
Yes.
Interesting.
Because I was supposed to do She-Hulk.
Right.
And that kind of, that got snatched away. And then it was Hawkeye, but
that would have been fun.
But, well, wait a minute. You would have had fun drawing a non-superhero book like Hawkeye?
No.
She-Hulk.
Oh, She-Hulk. Okay.
Oh, that would have been a blast. I would have loved to draw She-Hulk.
Yeah, it was right after John Byrne, so I probably would have taken a lot.
Oh, well, never mind them.
But
you know what, though? That I would say that it'd be great because you're getting those coattails. So,
possibly.
Well, that only works for one issue.
I don't know, man. I did a fill-in of She-Hulk, and it really sucked. So I don't know if I was, John Romita Sr. wouldn't let me have the book because he said I wasn't ready. And of course, at the time, I was really pissed, but he was right.
John Romita told you weren't ready?
Well, not to my face. He told it to Renee, who was the editor, who was giving it to me, and said.
So she said, "Hey, John, what do you think of this Aaron guy?" Nah, he ain't ready.
That's kind of how it went down.
I did not know that.
Yeah. So we went over to
the gentleman. I'm thinking of Gene Colan. What was Stan's nickname for John
Jazzy.
Jazzy John Romita. Okay.
Yeah.
He wasn't so jazzy that day, was he, Aaron?
Not to me.
He's a jackass.
But no, I actually, I'm great.
Yeah, Jazzy John Romita said, this boy ain't worthy.
Oh.
Now, I think, actually, what I
wait, where's your thing?
What I think he said was,
you ain't succeed.
I think that's what he said.
I forgot. Ain't succeed goes together. Ain't succeed.
Yeah.
That's how jazzy people talk.
Yeah, that kid ain't succeed. So, but I could have hung around and done the Hawkeye miniseries, and but I didn't.
I think that was a wise move, because who the heck is going to buy a miniseries about a non-superhero?
I think you're onto something there. And but I have this really sort of weird history with Marvel, in that, so I left Marvel when I could have possibly, if I'd stayed and done the Hawkeye miniseries, we'll assume that, after that I would have got something else and maybe could have slowly climbed up the ladder at Marvel. Instead, I left.
That is one possible.
It's possible. It's not necessarily probable, but it is possible.
But it is possible.
Because I was making inroads with, like, Nell Yomtov was the guy that was going to give me the Hawkeye miniseries. So I was making inroads with other editors. So now, if I'd done a crappy job on the Hawkeye thing, it might have been the end.
That's what I was going to say. Another possible scenario is Romita said, "Whoa, what were we doing giving this guy
anything
a miniseries?"
Yeah. So, but I'm just saying. But I made a decision there, and got to do Sludge, which then got me some attention, and yeah. But
Sludge was what, 12 issues?
Yeah.
Plus all the other stuff you did for Malibu.
Yes. Yeah.
So that's way more than a 4-issue miniseries.
Right. It was a great opportunity, because I had everybody over there believed in me, and so I kind of had I was able to blossom without all that extra.
Exactly. It gave you the chance to grow as an artist.
Thank you. And but then when they
went it's great to be appreciated too. Like when I went to Dark Horse for Marvel, I didn't feel I was appreciated, but man, when I got to Dark Horse, they just felt like they cared about me. Because I was bringing something to the table, what I'm saying?
Yeah, Dad, it's all a con.
Yeah. Well, I'm just saying, they asked me, what inker do you want? That kind of stuff. I care about the art, and that's
who was your editor that was doing that?
I forgot who it was.
See, it's not Dark Horse. That's not their policy. It's the editor.
Mm-hmm.
See, Gary, you seem very bitter about Dark Horse.
Well, rightly so.
Yeah.
No, it's the editor. An editor who understands how crucial penciler inker relationship is. It's not a company policy. It's that individual.
Okay.
That's true. That is true. But I was going to say, so then that was the first time I left Marvel. Then I left Marvel to go to DC. I was really mad because I was doing Ms. Marvel and did not get to do my own covers, which really pissed me off. And so then they offered me Ultimate Fantastic Four, and which I was okay with it, but it wasn't my dream project, but it wasn't bad. It wasn't a bad project, right? So I was like, okay.
Fantastic Four. Yeah,
and so, but then they were like, they wouldn't give me the covers again. And so I fought to get the covers, and they finally gave them to me, but I was so ticked off at that point that I left and went to DC. And So I'm just curious if I had stayed at Marvel through thick and thin and just become like a complete Marvel guy, if that would have made a difference in terms of where I would have ended up, the projects I would have had and all that kind of stuff, or if it would have been no difference at all.
Yeah,
well,
that's
you can't know
the
that.
fork in the road question. Right. If I take this fork or that fork,
right, exactly, because you're always leaving something behind and hoping that whatever choice you're making is, the right one. But they even offered me more money, and that's the one thing I do regret. Because DC gave me like $10 more than Marvel was giving me. That was about it, So it was like they wanted me to come over, but they didn't. It wasn't like David Finch or something, right? Where they're like, we got to have this guy, whatever you want. And then Marvel offered me a counter when they found I was leaving. They offered me a counter that was pretty sizable, and
you turned them down.
I turned it down because of principle. Because
okay, Aaron.
Yeah.
I know you know this now, but if today's Aaron talking to young Aaron, I know you would have said, principal does not put food on the table.
That's exactly right. I would have taken the money, because it was like I think it was, they were going to bump my page rate up like $25 or something like that.
Yeah, that's significant.
Which doesn't sound like a lot, but you add that up for
back then that was significant.
Yeah. But I was so mad at them because the story I've told before is that they offered me FF, and I said, well, I want to do the covers, and I go, oh, no, we're not going to do that. And I'm like, I said, okay, let me do a sample cover, and I'd done covers for them before, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like on X Factor, not X Factor, but Excalibur and other projects I'd worked on. And so I did the cover, and I was about halfway through the cover, and I had one of those Bugs Bunny moments where you're like, Bugs Bunny just tricked me into doing something that I, shouldn't be doing. And I just halfway through it realized, I'm like, why am I humiliating myself by having to prove to these clowns that I can do covers when they already know that I can? They're just being dicks. And so I finished the cover, showed it to them. They said, okay, you can do covers. And I said, I quit. And
I'll show you.
That's exactly what I did. And I mean, it worked out fine because I was over at DC for over 10 years. But,
Interesting.
But I never got back in at Marvel because they were pissed at me.
Dan?
Yeah.
Major Glitch is suggesting Dan's editor might have been Randy Stradley, who worked on the first issue of Barbed Wire. Does that ring a bell?
Sounds familiar. Yeah.
Yeah, I know Randy a little bit. I know you do, Aaron. He's a knowledgeable guy when it comes to comics. So he could have been the one that allowed you to pick your inker. I wouldn't.
Yeah, I guess it wasn't just that. That was great, but also the just the feeling that you were noticed.
Yeah.
There.
Well,
as opposed to I wasn't noticed.
A smaller company, so anyone that has worked for a bigger company. That's one thing. Mike Richardson told this to me, that's one of his pet peeves is where they get talented artists and then Marvel or DC steals them away.
Mm-hmm.
They hated that. And you can look at the history of artists that worked at Dark Horse, and that happened often.
Well,
and for someone who has Marvel or DC background and is working for Dark Horse, that's a big deal for them.
Yeah, and it's funny how we all, at some point in our careers, were just sort of enamored with the whole idea of working for Marvel or DC, and sometimes it wasn't even the money; it was just
just working on your favorite characters at Marvel or DC,
right? And we allowed
the money was secondary.
Yeah, and we allowed ourselves to be taken advantage of a lot because of our, stupid attitudes about, the whole thing. I mean, just it's a privilege for me to work at Marvel. You don't even have to pay me, and you're.
But that's, a pitfall for an industry that takes advantage of people's dreams. That how many years does it take from when you first decide you want to be a comic book artist to actually getting a gig at Marvel or DC? It becomes, I guess it's like any other creative field. It's a dream.
Yeah.
And the comic book industry takes advantage of those dreams.
Crushes us.
And then crushes the dream.
Well, I had guys, and I think I probably told this on here before, at least someplace, that I had, and this is Dark Horse specific. I was working on creator-owned book for Dark Horse called Power Cubed, and I had a tough time getting, artists or inkers, right? Not because I literally gave up my entire advance that I got to do the book to pay top-notch inkers to ink it.
Mm-hmm.
I inked the first issue, and I was just like, this is going to take me forever. So I reached out to, or someone reached out to me. Oftentimes inkers would contact me, and I'd say, yeah, I'd love to work for you. I'm doing this. And they say, great, because they didn't have anything.
Yeah. What's the page rate?
Yeah, well, but I would give him his page rate, and which meant I got no money at all for the book, but all my money went to the page rate. But then as soon as DC or Marvel called them, they would dump me, even though they were getting their page rate. Even for like a lame character or lame book over at Marvel, it was still better than working on my creator-owned book for their full page rate.
Yep.
And that happened to me multiple times.
Well, it took Dark Horse years to get to the point to where they were considered, legitimate. And so a lot of times working for Dark Horse, it was like the first professional gig a lot of artists received. Right. And then they would get attention and then quickly leave.
Yep.
And so it became a thing with Dark Horses, like, they're basically discovering new talent, and then they go off to, greener grass.
Yeah, well, that's the way it works. You start in the smaller companies and go to the big ones,
Right. But they would leave them in the lurch. It wouldn't just be like, I'll finish a project and then I'm going to Marvel. No, they would just see ya.
Yep. See you later. Marvel called.
Not cool.
Marvel's calling. I'm out of here.
All right, let's
Cowbell.
Paul Taylor for another 10. Thank you, Paul. Appreciate that. He goes, so explain this one to me. Why was Captain Marvel's hair gray and then later became blonde? Okay, so he had white hair when he was the original Captain Marvel, like in the green costume. Then when Starlin took over him,
did Starlin make his hair blonde?
Yes. Yeah, because the new costume that Gil Kane gave him, he still had the white hair.
Right.
So Starlin took him over and made him cosmically aware. And when he got this new cosmic awareness, it altered him and changed his hair color to blonde.
Yeah.
So ladies and gentlemen, I'm a nerd, but I do know that. So there you go. Paul.
I remember when
there it is.
When Starlin was doing Captain Marvel, I went to a Comic-Con where he was a guest, and he talked about that, and he considered Gene Colan's Captain Marvel, he called him the Cosmic Marine.
Yeah.
He had the crew cut, the white hair, and he tried to, Starlin was a bit of a hippie. Yeah. Let me just put that out there.
Yeah.
And so he tried to make him, a little more sympathetic to make him
the younger generation that rejected the whole sort of establishment and the Marines and Yeah.
Paul Taylor also says, inkers to Aaron. It's not you, it's me.
I don't think I ever said that. Actually, what I always would say to inkers is when I actually talk to them was, and this is actually true, because I don't think we used to always say, well, that inker sucks, or that guy, whatever. But that's not the case. I mean, some do, but the case is usually that a lot of times inkers, like pencilers, have their own sort of stylistic approach, doing something they're comfortable with, right? Now, they may be able to mimic somebody else's style, but they have their wheelhouse where they're comfortable. And so if you get an inker that doesn't really match your aesthetic, even though he's a really good inker, like Klaus Janson over me would probably be a disaster.
Right.
Even though I think Klaus Janson's a really good inker.
Right.
But he has a certain, approach that I don't think would necessarily work.
Right. A good example of that is Joe Sinnott, great on a lot of artists.
Right.
Neil Adams is not one of those artists.
No.
Joe Sinnott on Neil Adams, I always thought was a bad choice.
Because, and what people don't understand, or a lot of guys didn't understand, is Neil Adams is more of an illustrator. Okay.
Right.
And so you need a more nuanced, subtle approach to your inking that Tom Palmer, for some reason, had, right? Especially on that X-Men stuff he did early on, which I thought was really good. And of course, Giordano worked so closely with Neil that I'm sure Neil said, no, do it like this, or I want this. But Joe is so slick. Right.
I mean, he was 100% superhero comic book type inker.
Right. And you didn't get that sort of artistic illustrative vibe because that's not what he did.
Right.
And so if you had somebody like, now Buscema didn't like Sinnott either, but I actually liked.
So did I.
I wouldn't put Sinnott over Buscema if he was doing a Conan story.
Exactly.
But
because that was more illustrative, but right. Avengers, something. Yes, I agree.
I agree. That was the thing. And so I always liked that.
Yeah, me too.
Over him, because I liked that slicker superhero look. I didn't want a rougher, Avengers story.
Right.
So it's all really about marrying styles that work together to give you the best result.
Now Sinnott, he worked over Kirby, right? Did he? Or?
Yes.
Yeah, and that's kind of that was a perfect marriage there.
Mm-hmm.
I like Sinnott over Kirby a lot. Now, I don't know if Kirby did.
Although Sinnott was not Kirby's favorite inker.
Interesting.
Because Sinnott made adjustments.
Okay. Now we're getting something.
He did. Mike Royer was Kirby's favorite inker. Well, Mike Royer's philosophy was ink everything exactly the way it's drawn.
Well, that's the safest way, I guess.
Yeah, he told that to me, that he could exactly the way it's drawn. Well, that's not the inker's job.
Well, kind of. I mean, one of the things I loved about Ian Aiken at Dark Horse was that he inked it the way I drew it. I was looking for someone who would follow along what I wanted to do, So
no, yeah, that's 90% of it, but nobody's perfect.
Yeah, and I think, and again, that's why it's a collaboration, right? And so you need to know that it's going to come out differently than as a penciler. When it gets inked, it's going to come out differently. The question is, do you like that different look or do you not like it?
Yeah, that's a really good way of putting it.
And I use Danny Mickey as a great example of a guy who does not ink anything like me, but I like the way it looks.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm totally fine with him, He's still inking what I'm drawing, but he's adding stuff that, that he just does really well. And I don't mind it because I think it looks good. But I've also had people, add stuff that you're like, yeah, that ain't that great.
Aaron, You know what time it is? It's lunchtime.
Uh-oh. Let's see what Stealth brings to the table. Literally today for $2. Thank you, Stealth. Appreciate it. He says he's going to start us off, Gary, with a pineapple, which I'm okay with that. I like pineapple. Mango, it appears, after that. So very exotic fruit to start off. So like maybe we're in the rainforest someplace. But then he's going to throw a curve.
Don't say rainforest, say jungle.
Jungle, okay. Because then we're going to have a taco and a burrito. And then it looks like a chimichanga or maybe a so we're going Mexican food, right? So there is
jungles in Mexico.
There are jungles in Mexico, so that does work. Then we're going to get a chocolate bar for dessert, which I'm good with, and a drink, which it's in an unmarked cup, so it could be anything. But then we end with watermelon, and I don't.
Aaron, a nice cold slice of delicious watermelon after a spicy meal hits the spot.
Okay. All right. So Gary's calling me out on that. All right. I'm not a big watermelon fan. In fact, I really don't like watermelon that much, but I will go along with Gary on this one, I guess. Thank you, Stealth. We appreciate that. Giving us a little bit of food here for thought.
As the season warms, we got the nice.
Yeah, see, now I'm hungry.
Yeah. So we're in Laserbeak's kitchen, and then now Stealth is like talking about food in Laserbeak's kitchen. So,
I'll take it.
Yep.
I remember probably the time I enjoyed watermelon the most in my life. When I was in high school, it was at the end of the year. So this was in California, San Jose.
Mm-hmm.
The track coach had a all-you-can-eat watermelon event on a really hot day. The catch was you had to run the cross-country course first. So it was easily 90 degrees, so we had to run it was like 5 miles. After running 5 miles in the California sun, ice cold watermelon was proof that God existed.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
I can imagine that, yeah.
I just don't know that watermelon would entice me to go run cross country. I'm trying to think of what would. Maybe nothing now that I think about it. Maybe a cheerleader, but
a cheerleader running in front of you.
Yeah.
Holding a slice of watermelon. Come on, Aaron, you can do
it. Yeah, maybe. I'm sure. I don't know, man. Like ice cream, but then they'd probably give you something stupid like vanilla, and it's like, God, that's like an anti-flavor. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't like cantaloupe. I don't like any melons, to be honest with you.
I'm not crazy about cantaloupe.
Watermelon would be my favorite of all the melons, but I don't like them. Period. So there you go. Don't know.
Major Glitch says Aaron would run cross country for a 9.8 Savage Sword of Conan.
Well, if it was Savage Tales #1 and 9.8, yes, I would. Savage Sword is not that expensive. So
let's test that out.
Somebody, I'd do it right now for a 9. If you give me a 9.8, I would run as far as I'd run till I drop dead.
Savage Sword #1?
No, Savage Tales #1.
Tales #1.
Yeah.
Okay, folks. If they send it to you, you got to get the video camera out. You got to get the phone out, and you got to get the you got to run it.
Okay, now cross country, is that like what is it, usually like 5 miles or something? What is cross country?
It's in that neighborhood, yeah.
Yeah. I could, well, at this age, I don't know if I could. I walk a mile with my dog, and I'm like, okay.
That's not the same thing.
No, it's not exactly.
When's the last time you ran anywhere, Aaron?
Maybe high school.
So I think you claiming you would run across country, I think you're overstating your abilities.
No, what I'm saying is I would try.
You would try. Okay, you would try to do it.
I would.
You may need a little build up to that. You may need to go into training a little bit.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. If someone came up to me right now and, well, I wouldn't do it now because I'm 62, but.
So that evening's news, the local Portland news station, middle-aged man sprawled out in the street, lying in the gutter. His last words before he passed away from exhaustion: "Savage tales."
Number what? That's kind of it. Yeah. Well, I would be sprawled out like in a homeless camp someplace. They wouldn't even know that I was not a homeless guy because it's so rampant around here that they would just think I was one of the, homeless.
I was at the golf course, a different golf course. I stopped going to the hobo golf course. I was at a different golf course a couple days ago. They've got a really Heron Lakes.
Yeah, that's supposed to be nice.
It's in Portland. It's a pretty good. They have 2 courses there. They've got a nice practice area, with big putting green and a chipping green with sand traps, and so you could practice all that, your short game.
Mm-hmm.
And I was practicing my flop shot, and that's where you open the club face really wide and you want to cut underneath the ball to make it shoot up in the air. It's a really
like
difficult
a sand
shot.
trap or something like?
Yeah, it's a really difficult shot because if you have to swing hard, and if you hit it thin, if you blade the ball, you're going to send it 100 yards instead of 10.
Okay, gotcha.
And I hit 2 of them kind of thin, so they went past the green. 2 in a row. And so I know what adjustment I have to make. And then this guy comes out of nowhere, dressed kind of shabbily.
Oh, no, not again.
I know, that's what I was thinking. But he had kind of golf attire, but it was shabby golf attire. And he had his clubs, and he's walking toward me. He's getting close, and he says, like, really aggressive, "Hey, I was watching you, and I know that hitting chip shots is difficult, but I've learned a few things." And he's reaching for my club, saying, "Let me show you a few things."
And your response was?
Oh, many things shot through my brain of this stranger giving me unsolicited golf advice, who had only seen me do my last 2 shots that happened to be the worst ones that I had done. He didn't notice all the balls that were around the hole that I had hit earlier. Yeah, Paul Taylor, get away from me, psycho. That was that's something that flashed through my head. He's reaching for my club.
I can't believe you didn't say something, though.
Oh, I did. He's literally inches away from snatching the club out of my hand. It's because I'm editing what I'm going to say to him. And so what came out of my mouth was, and he snapped to attention, said, "Oh, okay," and walked away.
What did you say? Because if you went out for me.
Yeah, it dipped out. You went,
So more guttural.
That was it.
That was all I said. Because I remember that's what my dad used to say to me when he was disapproving of what I was doing. And it worked. And I didn't offend him.
And you didn't use any swear words.
Exactly. I didn't get the hell out of here, you hobo, you know. That's what I wanted to say.
Who do you think you
exactly.
are?
I didn't ask for your... So, heads up, you non-golfers, if you're ever at a golf course or a driving range, do not give unsolicited swing advice to anyone, especially strangers.
Well, I'll tell you this, that holds true for absolutely anything.
Right.
Don't give unsolicited art critiques to people. Don't give unsolicited writing critiques to people. Don't give unsolicited, hey, I saw you working out. Let me tell you how you should be doing that exercise.
Your technique is wrong. Let
Don't
me show
do
you
that. It is considered rude. Oh my goodness!
But he did, and it wasn't like, I noticed something. You mind if I, give you my 2 cents, even if you're compelled to do that?
Don't do it.
You could, you ask permission to give advice. This guy was trying to take the club out of my hand. That's overstepping.
Yeah, I am stunned that because it's usually the people that want to give you advice that know the least.
Right. It was like, yeah, that's one thing that flashed through my head. I don't know you. Why would I take advice from you? You're just like a hobo.
It's like if he came in and said, "Hey, I'm the golf pro here, and I noticed you were doing this, and do you mind if I
establish your bona fides?"
Yeah, your street cred before you.
Exactly. Brian Smith says Gary just said "ah" and then pulled a knife.
You said, "Go ahead, make my day."
Yeah.
Well, Paul, this is a good one. He says you should have given him fashion advice in return.
Exactly.
So if he had said, "Do you mind if I critique your golf screen?" You go, "Do you mind if I critique your clothing?" That's a good.
Yeah, and that's one thing. Heron Lakes, they're kind of loose with the dress code. There are some courses that are very strict. Heron Lakes is loose.
Now, my question is, does this constitute Gary's beef, or was this just extra?
No, I thought about making it a beef, but it's such a short story.
Oh, it's a good one, though. So you got so people are getting bonus
beef
today. I think that's pretty good.
Yeah, extra beef. Yep.
You're getting not just regular beef, you're getting extra beef.
Extra beef. Yeah.
In this one. So
yeah, past master Dan is asking, didn't Jethro become a golf pro once? Yeah. That was one of his many failed career attempps.
Wait a minute, are we talking about like the
Beverly
Hillbillies?
Yeah. Remember when he tried to be an actor and he changed his name to Beef Jerky? And it didn't go well, and this actress that was trying to marry him for his dough, or his Uncle Jed's dough, when he let her down saying, I can't be an actor, don't be disappointed. And she said something like, I'm paraphrasing, that's okay, you'll always be jerky. Beef jerky.
The television shows from back in the day,
I think the writing on Beverly Hillbillies was great.
Well, I think the writing overall back then was great.
Yeah,
and I think I've talked about this before. Like, if you listen to old radio shows and stuff, the writing, especially in the comedies,
yeah,
so good.
Yeah, well, I think that's why they had no visuals. They had to come up with verbal comedy that was solid. They couldn't just rely on visual gags.
Right.
I think also it was Hollywood probably within the studio system was a training ground. Like you didn't get someplace without kind of clawing your way up. You didn't fall into anything. I mean, I'm sure there was nepotism and all that kind of crap, but for the most part, the writing was really good. The actors were, I think most actors, that was probably what most people wanted to be. So you'd have more infiltration of nepotism in the acting. But, if you were a writer or something, my guess is you probably were pretty well trained by the time you were writing major features. Not to say that there wasn't a few bad films back in the old days, but the overall writing, though, I think was really, really a notch above, especially because of the concepts.
Yeah. Randy Howell is saying, Mr. Drysdale told Jed, I woke up at 5 a.m. this morning and I feel great. Jed replied, does a man good to sleep in now and then?
I don't understand that. Like, I mean, I guess it's farmer's hours, right? You get up at, because it always used to be the joke that the older you get, the earlier you went to bed and the earlier you got up, right? So my grandfather would be getting up at 5 a.m. or 4:30, got to get up to the lake before the fish start biting, and now we're like, that is not rubbed off on me at all. As the older I get, the more
different thing for artists, completely different lifestyle.
Yeah, I think you're right. Because I know Simonson, I assume he still does, I don't know, but guy used to stay up all night and then they would, sleep well into the day. And so he was like a night owl.
Yep, I am.
Yeah, that's true. You're on a lot of late night.
Yeah, and the reason for that is because of the other stuff I do, the advertising stuff. It's always due the next day, so you have to do late night drawings or late night assignments, and just get burnt out if you're not on that schedule. You would just be staying up too late. So you have to be on that kind of a schedule so it doesn't burn you out.
Right. I mean, we used to be able to do that when we were younger, right? It's like I got to pull an all nighter, and it wasn't.
Yeah, I mean, I just sleep in. I'm saying
but
that's my hours. I got like a night shift,
Yeah, I try doing something like that now. Oh, I'll just stay up late and finish this.
No.
My body literally shuts down. It's like, oh, no, you're not. And there's nothing I can do about it. I was like, okay, I got to go to bed.
Yeah. Well, I find that if I can fight through that initial wave, like at around, I don't know, it could occur anywhere from 7:30 at night until like 9:30, right? Where you're just like, I am so tired, I got to go to bed. But like when I have to stay up late now, if I can fight through that, like nodding off kind of stuff and fight through it, then suddenly if I stay up till midnight, I'm okay. Until the next morning, of course. But I mean, just as a singular event, not like a regular habit. If I can fight through that initial wave of needing to go to bed, then I can do it.
We'll see that. I used to do that too, but now there is no wave. It's reality. It's like, I think I'll just fight through it, and I get to the point where I literally can't keep my eyes open. And that's kind of hard to ink when your eyes are closed.
See, I get these weird things. Like I remember I just couldn't get motivated. I've done this to myself quite a bit the last couple months, especially since I started working on Primal Zone for Barbaric Adventures. You'll find a link in the description of this video, by the way, if you'd like to back it. And I would sit there, and you're like, you sit there and you go, it's 9:30, right? And you're like, it's too late to start drawing, because I'm going to go to bed at 10:30. That's usually when I hit the sack, is at 10:30 right now. And so I'll sit there and I'll fart around on the internet or whatever. And then I'll go, you know what? Then something starts bugging me about the drawing. I'm going to go fix that guy's hand because I don't want to forget to do that.
Yeah.
So you go in there and you fix the hand. 2 hours later, you look up and it's freaking midnight and you've been working on this, which was never that happens to me quite frankly. I can't get motivated at 9:30 because you're just like,
yeah. I used to do that exact same thing. And now it's like I make a Xerox copy or a copy Xerox. I make a copy of what I'm working on. And so I can make notes on it.
Oh, see, that's
so
smart.
When I leave, I I'll circle your hand example. I'll circle the hand.
Yeah.
And so when I get up in the morning, it's like, oh yeah, I'm supposed to fix this.
Do you ever you're probably more organized than this, but what happens to me a lot is you see something, you're like, oh my gosh, I got to white that out. I just noticed this little, and it's bugging you, right? So you're like, I just got to hit that with some whiteout before I forget. And then you start looking for the whiteout and you can't find it. And then like 10 minutes later, you finally find your whiteout and you can't remember, what you're going to white out.
No, because
that happens to me all the time.
If I'm inking and if I white out too soon, I have to touch up the white again later.
Yeah, that's true.
Because my hand goes over it and it'll either smear it or make it dark or whatever. So the copy that I made, I'll make a little mark on the spot that needs to be corrected. And so when I'm done inking, I do all my corrections all at once.
Okay. So at least you mark it. It's kind of like marking your ball when you're golfing, right?
Yeah.
Tab there so you don't forget.
And that's part of my notes is correct this thing here.
See, I'm always afraid. I don't ever, I'm not that organized. I'm always afraid. Oh, you see something if I don't change that right now, I'm going to forget.
Yeah, but that's why I do the copy. So I make that note and then, because getting out the whiteout and getting the right consistency and doing all that, I want to do all just one time.
I like that. That's smart. I'm not saying I'll ever do it, but it makes sense that I should do that.
Brian Smith says, I don't make mistakes. No need for whiteout.
There you go. Well, what I'm doing on Primal Zone with that ink wash is you better not make a mistake because you white out. You can't ink wash over the top of it.
Yeah, that's a lot of pressure.
And I did color. On that big splash page, I did make a couple very minor mistakes that I went in and touched up because, like I said, I didn't want to forget them. Mm-hmm. And then they were somewhat problematic while I was ink washing, but I was able to work around it because they were very tiny spots.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, that's an interesting. What do you do with the?
I'll scrape it with an X-Acto if it's really small.
Oh, that's a good idea. What were you saying, Dan?
Yeah, that's interesting. What do you when you're going to ink washes? What doesn't it mess with the whiteout if you put it on, or
it doesn't adhere to the whiteout. It's like trying to paint over wax.
You can't.
Right. Yeah, so no good.
So, but you can go in and muck with it and kind of cover it up if you want. I mean, there's ways to do it. I mean, I was a master at when I was working in commercial art of fixing mistakes so that you couldn't. That's one thing I learned to do really well was fix mistakes.
I need to read this. Going back to our when we were talking about sleeping patterns, I didn't get a chance to read this. Gollum Wolf said, "This conversation is making me older." Then we changed the subject. We were talking about whiteout and mistakes.
And then
I was going to say this conversation is putting him to sleep. That'd be funny.
Yeah, I'm getting tired here. What are we talking about? Oh man. All right, Gollum Wolf.
Well, we can't change.
Keep your eyes open.
And me try to unload some books.
Oh, we should do that. Let's because we're going to auction in a little bit. So let's jump in on and do a little Gary's bargain books here. I keep thinking we have an intro, but we don't. You just have a little sign, right?
Yeah. Okay, Dan, take it away.
Gary's bargain books. That's a bad one.
That's good.
You guys help me out. Did I try to sell any of these? This
Not
is
in your bargain books, you haven't.
Volume 2 of my inking book. And I found a stack of these, and I sold some of these quite a while ago. And I don't remember if I sold volume 2 or not. I'd forgotten that I had these.
I don't think so. I think that you had a couple copies of volume 1. This was a while ago.
Yeah. Chad, do you remember me trying to sell volume 2? Anyone?
Well, you sold it. You didn't send it to the person you sold it?
Anyone?
Who? Gary?
Randy House says, no, I haven't sold it on this channel. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I've got 6 of these.
Ooh. Gary, give us a preview. Who are some of the artists that are in there?
Okay, this was published in I don't know when it was published.
Wow.
Okay, here it is. It's in the back. 2002. 2002. This is the second edition, and featuring Brent Anderson, Randy Green, Terry Dotson, Adam Warren, Mike Royer, Hillary Barta, Steve Leoleha, Al Gordon, Michael Baer, Randy Emberlin, Alex Gardner, Rachel Dotson, and Carl Kiesel.
Okay. All right.
And it also has the blue line boards in the back that you can perforate it, you can tear out, albeit after all this time, the blue line is faded somewhat, but you can still see it. Here's some of the artwork.
All right,
anyway, I have 6 of these.
Hang on, I'm going to make you big. Show that again. Show it again.
Here's Adam Warren. I have 6 of these. Anyone wants these, I will sign them.
You'll remember to this time.
Yeah, I will sign them. Type in sold. I'm going to say ink book because I'm going to sell some other stuff too. Just say inking, sold inking. I have 6. So the first 6 gets these. Signed, of course.
What's the price?
$40.
These are out of print.
These are way out of print, and they're impossible to find. Absolutely impossible.
Now,
so Gollum, there's one. Am I missing any? Craig 69 says sold, signed, of course. Yes, Craig, I will. I will sign it. That's 2. Creative Faye, I know you're on a budget. Just offering. I have one that's water damaged. See, it's like a little bit warped. You send me shipping money, $10, and this one's yours. Okay. So you're basically just getting for the price of shipping. So these are $40 plus $10 shipping. $10, Gollum.
Now, what made you think, Gary, that you needed to do a follow-up to the first one? Did you feel like there was information you didn't include, or you just wanted to get
information that I didn't include, plus I wanted to add on more artists. So there's a chapter here on textures, on ocean. So I give examples of how to do waves, how to do smoke, stuff like that.
Interesting.
Metal. There's a section on cartoon inking. What else? Lots more examples, like say all those different artists. Here's how to ink trees, bushes, all those artists contributing. So we get to see like Terry Dotson inked by Alex Gardner, which is pretty cool. Okay, so anyway, I have 6 of those. So what do we get? 2? Help me out. Gollum Wolf, Sold Inking, and
you're in charge
Craig.
of the chat, man.
Craig,
pay attention.
I think that's it. 4 books left. Yeah. So that's just on the side. That's not my main bargain books.
Okay. All right.
2 of those. So this is my main bargain books. I have a stack of DC collections that I've done work in that were reprinted. First one to type in sold gets them. Okay, let me go through the stack. First one is a Steve Ditko Omnibus. It's a hardbound with a dust jacket.
Ooh.
This is a $60 book. This has a story that I inked over Steve Ditko in it, and it's chock full of stories inked by Wally Wood. So it's a pretty cool book. Here's another hardbound, Legends of the Dark Knight by Michael Golden.
Oh, that's a good book. I have that book.
Yeah, this has, a lot of Golden's DC stuff. I did a story in here where I inked the backgrounds. Here is a collection of Superman, the Man of Steel. They include a Doom Patrol story that I inked, and Superman is in it. And so that's how it ends up in this paperback. Tales of the Green Lantern Corps, Brian Boland cover. It has this also, it's a collection. It has my very first professional work where I inked the backgrounds on a Green Lantern Corps story. Booster Gold showcase. Lots of pages. This has a Booster Gold story that I inked over Dan Jurgens. Amethyst.
Oh, hey.
This is all Ernie Colon, and I did one story where I inked a bunch of his backgrounds. This is also thick collection. Oh, look what we have here. Speaking of the Flash, The Trial of the Flash, big thick collection. So my Flash story that I inked is in here. I'm also going to throw in this hardbound Gary Frank, Jeff Johns Doomsday Clock hardbound book with the slipcase. I'm going to throw that in. And I'm going to throw in this Batman black and white slipcased hardbound collection. You can get this currently on eBay. I'm sorry, Amazon, new for $80. So all those books, $100.
Oh my gosh. He's giving it away, folks.
Somebody said, I'm scrolling if anybody wants this. Yeah, this is all Major Glitch. It's all one lot. Vespa Guy. Am I correct? Vespa Guy's first one to say sold?
He usually is.
Yeah, he's pretty quick. Stealth says sold. You came in second. Jeremy says Vespa. So I think it's Vespa. Yeah, Randy House says Vespa gets it.
There you go.
And so anyone wants the inking book, I think I have 4 of those left. Let me type in my PayPal. Thank you.
Thank you all for your patronage today.
That helps me clear out my bookcase, and that's the whole point of this.
Okay, so we're going to go about 10 more minutes of drawing, Dan, then we will auction off your piece and Gary's piece. And I'd like to announce that We have gathered, I think. Aaron,
hold on a sec.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Vespa has a question. I think all those books, $20 for shipping, Vespa. That'll cover it.
Yeah, that's a lot of weight there. So we've got 5 backers on Barbaric Adventures today so far. So thank you guys all for that. Appreciate that very, very much. In fact, and don't listen to James because he can't count, but we are 1 backer away from 360 backers. So feel free to be that person. We're 41 away from the next art raffle. Get us to 40 away. Somebody jump in for the end of the show and back Barbaric Adventures. The link's in the description of this video. It's also pinned to the top of the chat. If you are if you're hanging out on X, make sure you if you're hanging out on X. Oh my gosh,
You were invaded again.
Excuse me.
Who you calling?
Hey, Bubby.
Yeah, hi, Papa.
Oh,
He when he gets on here, he starts calling him Papa. Can you call Papa? Where's Papa?
All right. So
and then I go. Then he says, "Go see, huh?" Papa woke. Yeah, go see Papa Wookin.
Eric Boyd says, "I apologize for asking, but how much for one?
Oh,
Much for one what?
Papa Wookin.
One baby?
one book. One book probably.
I would guess for one book it's 25. It's on the campaign right there.
I think you might be talking about Gary's books.
Oh, that's right. How much for your book, Gary? 40?
Which one? My
The ones
inking
he was,
book?
the ones
Yeah,
he
your
was
inking book.
It's
ones he was-
40 plus 10 for shipping.
So $50 covers the book and shipping.
Yeah.
So anyway, guys, we've got 4 covers here. One by me, one by David, one by Dan, and one by the great Joe Jusko. To choose from on this is 64-page square bound, black and white with gray tonal rendering like you see right here on this artwork.
Yeah, it doesn't get any better than that.
This is the ultimate artist edition. How about that? So guys like Edgar Rice Burroughs, you like Robert E. Howard, you like that kind of stuff, you're going to love this book. So
Savage Sword of Conan.
Yeah, Savage Tales, all that kind of stuff is the quality on this, though, folks, is off the charts, if I do say so myself. And so don't miss out on this. Links in the description of this video. It's also pinned to the top of the chat. And as I said, it's on X on my homepage, or you can go right to Indiegogo, type in Barbaric Adventures or Aaron Lopresti. It'll take you right to the campaign. Check it out, folks. If you haven't backed yet, please consider doing so. You do not want to miss this. We are 41 backers away from more free artwork, so let's get it moving. Thank you for your time and consideration.
Eric Boyd, yes, the inking book is 40 plus 10. And I did type in my PayPal. Let me know if you need that again. And thank you, everybody, for grabbing those.
Gary, you're just going to have a bunch of empty bookshelves. I almost feel sorry for you.
Yeah, I am long out of the collection of the inking book and volume 1. I was surprised when I found these copies of volume 2. What's this box got in it? Ooh.
It's always nice to, I guess it's nice to find those like extra things that, I mean, if you can sell them, if they're just clutter, it's not so nice, but it's something you can liquidate and turn into grocery money or corn dog money, as the case may be.
Yeah, and those books are long out of print.
Yes.
When you're starting out as an artist, when you're doing this for a living, you pretty much buy anything that's, art related, or all the books that are out there available. You end up buying them all, just to So you're covered with what all the styles, and you're keeping up with your business is what it comes down to. And then, but once you've mastered, you established your style and that sort of thing, you don't need them as much. You don't look at them as much,
Yeah, they're more recreational type things than.
Yeah, but when you're starting out, you kind of have to, learn. This is your competition in some ways, and this is your masters in other ways. People you have to learn from,
Thank you, Vespa. I got your payment. Thank you.
No, that is very true, that statement. And it's like, you also, when you're younger, right, it's like all your money goes to that type of stuff because you don't want to miss out on something that might help you with your craft and all that. And you don't have as many, if you don't have kids or whatever and things like that sort of cost.
Yeah, now it all goes to dietary supplements.
help Gary stay regular.
That's right.
Buy his books.
Yeah, well, it's almost like collecting trade magazines. If you do something, you do a certain trade, you're paying attention to what's out there, and you got to collect it so that you are up on what's out there. You don't want to get lost and left behind.
Yep, that is absolutely completely true. I used to buy. Was that do they still do Illustrator magazine? They used to have it on Plant all the time. I was grabbing those like crazy, reading the articles on the different artists, from different periods of time and what they were doing. And it was just.
Well, for me, you guys probably did this too. I had my favorite artists, and I would buy literally anything they did.
Yep.
And so I never bought a title like a comic book. I never bought a comic book based on the character. It was always the artist.
Now that's interesting. So you never had a series that you collected just because you loved the character. It was always the artist.
So if I don't know, Brian Boland was doing a couple issues of something, I would buy it, and as soon as he left, so did I.
That's interesting because I did that, but I have to admit that Spider-Man was that book that I picked up regardless, because that was my thing was Spider-Man. And now there were other books I was collecting, like Captain America, that when Frank Robbins took over, I tried to keep reading it. I just couldn't. I just hated it so much. I finally quit buying it.
I had someone contact me the other day telling me that he's putting together an art book on Frank Robbins.
Really?
And wanted to know if I had any Frank Robbins stories or if that was, anything that I'd be interested in. I just told him, nope. Sorry.
Frank's not, one of my...
He was not someone that I collected.
His stuff, though, before his superhero stuff, like, he actually did some nice work in, I guess was he a strip artist or was he doing Westerns, or I can't remember what it was, but some of the stuff, his earlier stuff was pretty nice. But by the time he got to around, Captain America in the mid to late 70s, it was not good.
Well, a lot of those guys came from commercial illustration, and comic books was just another gig for them.
Yep.
But they weren't doing commercial illustration in the comics because they didn't have time.
Well, yeah, they weren't getting paid either.
Right. They had a stricter schedule, and they were getting paid less money. And so they economized their artwork. And so we were not getting the best version. So I know what you mean, Aaron. I've seen some Frank Robbins non-comic book work that was, pretty good.
Yeah.
Hey, how come he didn't draw like this for?
Well, that's the thing.
Because he wasn't getting paid to draw like that.
Right. And his kids, we didn't understand that.
No.
It's just like, this stinks. And you're just like, okay, yeah, the guy was getting paid $25 a page. What do you expect? But
right. But they were capable You know, the first time I realized that, and I think I told the story before, when I was doing assistant work at DC, they would call me in to the office every once in a while. This was in New York, Rockefeller Center headquarters.
Oh, yeah.
Warner Communications building. They had me doing background inking on Kurt Swan's Superman newspaper strip, the Daily Strip.
Mm-hmm.
I thought, oh yeah, that's cool. That's, that's a pretty prestigious gig. So they give me a stack of dailies that the inker had already inked the figures. And guess who the inker was? Vince Coletta.
But
and I knew Vince's work,
yeah.
But I didn't recognize the inking. His name was in the credits, but I didn't recognize the inking. It was really solid inking. And I realized that Vince Coletta has talent. He just chooses when to break it out. And so he became known as turned over quickly. He wanted pages in volume, and that's how he made a living, is inking a lot of stuff. And so when you're inking a lot of stuff, you have to be really fast and you have to cut corners. And that became his reputation. But Vince Coletta was a very talented artist, but we just didn't see it because of the circumstances of the page rate.
And that's kind of the unfortunate thing, is because when people were working in comics, even probably as late as the 70s, had no idea that anybody would be collecting this stuff and that it would be an American, art form that people would cherish, all this kind of stuff. So they were just, like you said, they just treated it as commercial, and they just crapped it out to get it done because they had to. And it's unfortunate that we've all faced that situation, some to more greater degrees than others, but we've all got those projects that you're like, oh, and there's no like disclaimer, right? It says, Vince Coletta is really good. He just had to crap this out because of the deadline, And, so, and I've got projects like that too, that are just not good or as good as they could have been. And because I didn't have the time to do it. And it's unfortunate because that stuff, people collect that stuff. They look back on it.
That's one of the reasons I left the industry, or didn't mind leaving the industry, because I didn't care. Like it just, I didn't have the time to do the best work I wanted to do. And that's why I'm back in comics again, because now with crowdfunding I can, and I like that. It's like now I can finally put my best work forward.
Right.
And that's so satisfying artistically. It's so frustrating to see your work out there and know that that's not your best.
Yeah.
And so it's like, but now it's like, I don't mind if it's if it's not perfect, if it's still my best. Like that's my best I can do right now. But if you put out something and it's like, I can do better than that, and it's just frustrating. They're seeing, or an inker goes over your stuff and they just ignore what you did, and you're just like, it's so frustrating. Like I can do better than that, and it became really just an exercise of frustration for me. And like I don't like the story. The stories were very got political. Even back then when I was in the 80s and 90s, it's like I just don't feel like drawing this. Every preacher was evil and that kind of thing. Got sick of it,
Mm-hmm.
You're just got traditional values, and you're just like these guys are not reflecting them at all.
Well, that's the thing. We all kind of fell in love with comics at a different age but then by the time you grow up and are actually able to do comics, they've changed. And that's true of everybody, right? So it's like when I was doing comics when I first broke in the late 80s, early 90s, it was very different than when comics were in the 70s when I was reading them as a kid. and even different from the 80s where I sort of rediscovered comics again. And that sort of golden age of the 80s where, so much cool stuff was going on. In the 90s, they were becoming just TNA books. a lot of, and like, wait a minute, where's the cool Avengers stories and all that kind of stuff? And not that I don't mind drawing beautiful women, but it's like, that's not why I got into comics, Yeah. To do stuff that really wasn't all that popular anymore or wasn't being done that way. So.
Dan, Apex Comics says that graphite pencil looks like black ink. Beautiful, clean art.
Thanks. Yeah. It's an HB pencil. Yeah. It's pretty soft.
Very, very clean. He's a guy that, doesn't have to wash his hands before dinner because he is so clean.
And Gollum Wolf says, I blame those damn commie hippies.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
Because the weird thing is when you're in the arts, and especially guys, we're not particularly political, or I'm not really, I'm conservative, but traditional, everyday, average American conservatism, nothing extra, weird. But if you're in the arts, you're considered like right wing, fanatic. Like, no, I'm just an average American. It's not.
Well, the funny
thing really
is,
weird
for me is that I knew guys, and I didn't align with people politically, but it was never that big of a deal until, let's face it, until Trump became president. Then it became a big deal, and it's been a big deal ever since. And it's just like no one ever canceled me because of I didn't go around talking politics with anybody, but no one ever talked with me either. It didn't come up. No one cared. It was about doing comics.
Right. It was about the comics.
Yeah.
Not about any kind of agenda.
Right. And it's just so.
Yeah, but you guys look at the year before I got into comics, 1980. I got in 87. In 86, X Factor had a villain called The Right. Remember? With Cameron Hodge. No. And that was.
Yeah.
So I saw it then. Right before I got in, I go, "Oh, brother," because I knew what I was. I was conservative.
Well, it's funny because I didn't recognize it. I mean, I was a big young Reagan Republican, but I saw that and I didn't even recognize it because I was so not politically tuned in.
Yeah.
I didn't read. I didn't see that, even though it was there.
The first superhero I did for Marvel was written by Fabian Nicienza, and it was the villain was a guy shooting little children coming across the border, and it was. It was just like, this is what they see. And the guy was, had an AR-15, it was all that stuff. And I'm like, I'm looking at it going, it was an okay story, but this is politics. He's bringing in politics.
Nobody's going to do that.
Yeah.
Right. And and it just was, for me, it was thing after thing. Even Cloak and Dagger, the first characters I really worked on, it was, she was a rich person and he was poor and she's all, feeling white guilt and all that kind of stuff. So I just like, so it's been there for a long time. It's just now it's gone into crazy land, just gone.
Yeah.
People have gone nuts with it.
So. Backing up a little bit, going back to your HB pencil there, Dan. Henry Angela asks, does that read like ink when you scan it, or do you have to darken it?
I have to darken it. Yeah, but it's not too hard to darken it, really, because if you do it clean enough and I scan it in, I duplicate the layer, multiply one of the layers, and then multiply the two layers together, and it gets dark. Then you just can add a little bit of black, over it and clean up the line a little bit, and it's pretty cool, So
all right, guys, we're gonna have to wrap this up because it's almost 4:30, and we also got to still do that auction. So
right,
let's take a look at what we've drawn, and then let's do Dan and Gary's art auction, and then we'll wrap it up. But anyway, so I'm not quite done, but you get the idea here of what I'm going for.
Wow.
So you got Gwen. She's thinking everything's okay, Gary, but
little does she know.
Little does she know she's going to be dead.
Wow. Well, they had two girls. What are they going to do with one? They had to get rid of one of them.
Yeah, but they got rid of the wrong one. I can't stand Mary Jane. I always loved Gwen.
Really?
Yeah, me too.
But anyway, there you go. There's Gwen.
Fun
Feeling good
girl.
about herself minutes before she's about to get abducted and killed. But so there you go. I'll finish this up, get the Green Goblin all done and everything. But you get an idea. Vespa says for $5, he says, it feels weird to say nice things about Aaron's art, but I really like what he's doing today.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Okay. There we go. I'll thank you for the 5 though. But anyway, so anyway, that was my goal. It was Gwen and the Goblin. So there we go. There's Dan's Captain Marvel.
Yeah.
Are you done with that? You're almost done with it.
I would say kind of done with it.
Okay. Yeah, you're right there.
I don't want to pull my camera back because if I move it,
Yeah.
it might freeze on me. So that's it.
Move the art.
Yeah. Well, let me actually try just move it a little bit up.
Nope, don't do it. Don't do it.
All right. Is that better? Okay. You can see more of it. Yeah.
Yeah. There you go. All right.
So, yeah.
Very nice.
I think I'm happy with it.
And you should be, man, because if you don't promote your own work, who's going to do it for you?
Right.
I always loved this Captain Marvel, and I'm still, if they just had left Ms. Marvel as Ms. Marvel and kept Captain Marvel.
Yeah.
But oh well. Alex Gordon says, not bad for second place, Aaron. Well, considering there's only 2 drawings, he's essentially, Gary, saying that I'm last place, which I do not agree with. So
that's true. Last place. Yep.
Matthew Muma, always being positive. It's a tie. They're both great. Okay. I guess I'll accept that.
Aaron, I think they're good drawings this week. They're fine drawings.
Yeah, they're fine drawings. We're
done by professional quality work by artisans and craftsmen.
Exactly. Without David here, we had to bring a little extra heat, to carry the show.
I tried to do some foreshortening. I didn't do it quite like David, but with the hand I tried to bring it in a little bit, push it a little bit if I could. But I'm still no David Williams.
Foreshortening.
Dave, Rich Ware says David wins. Wow.
Oh, great.
Even hear that hurts.
That one's
Night Elf DK. Somehow David still wins. They're laughing at us now, Dan.
All right. Well, we cannot win. Clearly.
No, clearly. And I think this is to the entire chat, Gary. I'm not just one person. This is to the entire chat. There we go.
Do you feel?
I think I got everybody
better now, Aaron.
a little bit. The poll thing's still bothering me, but I'll live. All right, so we're going to do an art auction here. Dan has a piece that he'd like to put up for auction to help out. Who is it again? I'm sorry,
Matt Kanish, who's also better known as Shadowhawk in the chats. You see, you find him everywhere. You find him Rich Christensen's channel. I've been on his channel with him. Don, he'll be around there. Marcus Killigrew knows him and that sort of thing. So he's a real big supporter of our comics, and but he got knee surgery. Insurance covered the surgery and the recovery, but not the workers' comp. So he needs a little bit of help, and that's what we're going to do today. Going to auction this Wraith of God off. So whatever you guys,
what size is that?
11 by 14.
There you go, 11 by 14, Wraith of God, done on this show, folks.
Yeah. And I put some ink washes over it I did it live here, but I put some ink washes over it, so it's it's actual ink on here, and it's kind of cool. Fun illustration. So whatever you guys want to, think of, whatever you're paying me is, do it with my PayPal. I'm going to send it right along to Matt. So win.
Do you have a minimum on this, or you just want to go for it? Whatever.
Let's just go for it.
All right, guys.
I just learned a legal loophole when you're doing something like charity or that kind of thing. You can't use the word charity. You just say a benefit. You don't say who's benefiting.
It's
but you just say, it's a benefit. I'm doing this as a benefit, and people
it's
think
a benefit.
It's benefiting you.
Stealth says $1 confirmed. Come on, Stealth.
Come on.
Stealth, this is a benefit.
Yeah, this is a benefit. Let's think about this as this is going to get this guy through a month or two of working out. So you could use a little help.
Now stealth is
all right, there we go. That's more like it. Yeah.
75 confirmed. So yeah, you just type in a dollar amount and confirm it. Don't just type in the dollar amount, put the dollar amount and confirmed. And
how much for shipping, Dan?
$10 would be all I need.
Who are you?
So whatever they give me, I'm going to take $10 out of it for shipping and give the rest. I'm going to donate it to. And by the way, you can actually bring up for a second if you want to his GoFundMe campaign or page here. And if anyone can put that in the chat. So this is it.
There it is.
Matt Knish is his name. And yeah, he's a heck of a nice guy. Everybody loves him. So.
Is that a portrait of Matt?
I think that's one of his drawings. He loves, I think he does art too. So anyways, anybody wants this piece, you can bring back the piece if you want.
There we go. So we're at $75. Let's at least get this to 100. Dan put some effort into this. It's got a nice horse there, and of course it's Wraith of God, so you can't ever go wrong with that.
Yeah.
In fact, I don't know, Dan, have you drawn any?
Is this excellent horse, Dan?
It is.
Nice.
And so, Dan, you did a Wraith of God card for me on one campaign. So
right.
There's only 2 pieces of Wraith of God artwork that you've done. And this is one of them right here.
There you go, Matthew Muma.
There you go, Matthew. Good job. There you go, $100. You're getting artwork, helping the guy out. So that's not too
shabby. It's a win-win. You're getting a good piece of art, and it's worth money. It's valuable. And then we help a guy out who really could use it. He's in a jam, so bit of a fix, and we can fix it.
I'm gonna go 110.
Dan, can I get? There's 110 from Stealth. Dan, can I get you to pitch my artwork?
Gary's in a bit of a fix. He made a decision to become a comic artist, and
so. A bit of a fix. As we all are for the foolish career decisions we made.
So this horse is booking across the desert. I did actually do a colored version of it. It's out there somewhere. I made a night sky. The idea is that it's at night. And
we always long to see your colored versions.
I know. I used to do more coloring, but there goes 120. Thank you.
There you
go.
We
long for your color.
We do. Dan's coloring is really.
I yearn for your color, Dan.
I yearn too. It's in the bathroom now. Usually.
Aaron, do you ever yearn
for coloring?
No, just yearn.
Yes, but I don't want to say for what.
Okay.
I've yearned for ice cream before and chocolate. Well,
I yearn. You yearn. We all yearn.
We all yearn for. It doesn't really rhyme, does it?
No.
All right, guys. That's not. We're too old to be talking about yearning. That's not. Just leave it out of the conversation. Unless you want to yearn to buy this artwork, which is going to benefit a man who's a heck of a nice guy.
Matthew Luma yearns for 120 smackers.
Yeah, that's great. Thank you, Matthew. Really appreciate it. Matt to a Matt. You're helping out Matt Knish. Shadowhawk. I'm sure you guys have seen him all the time in the chat. So
I do. Shadowhawk Backs, I think, was what.
Yeah, Shadowhawk Talks is his name.
Okay, there
his handle.
Randy Howell says, "I yearn for the urinal right now." It's a tough thing. You guys can get up and go to the bathroom anytime. We have to tough it out.
Yeah, we can't.
All right, do you want to do a countdown on this?
Let's go ahead and do it. Matthew Muma is our leader at 120. Yeah. Here we go. I'm going to type in the numbers as we go here. So 10. Remember, you guys are behind a little bit. So if you're going to come in and steal this, don't wait till I type in 1 because you'll be too late, actually.
Yeah. Got to watch that chat.
Yep.
You can snatch it away. You own
9.
It. Dan Lawless art here. And I sent it out pretty much right away. So, I mean,
So Marcus Killigrew confirms that Shadowhawk Backs and Shadowhawk Talks are one and the same. So I knew him as Shadowhawk Backs.
Oh, okay.
Here we go. Randy Howell is also posting the the GoFund. Was it GoFundMe?
Thank you, Randy. Appreciate that.
And Randy, thank you for all the links that you
Oh my gosh, yeah. Oh my
you
gosh,
do
Randy.
that every single show, and you don't always get shout out for that. We just
doesn't get the recognition he deserves because he's Canadian also, so he's handicapped on top of the fact, that he's posting this stuff. So he should get double kudos for that. 5, in case you guys are not listening, or I'm not talking loud enough. 4.
More. Come on, snatch it up. Help a guy out. You can do it.
120. We need 125. 3. 2. Randy, I just feel sorry for Aaron as I have more hair. And you're not the only one. 1.
Even I have more hair than Aaron.
It's terrible. I've embraced it though. 0. I'm going to type in sold.
And
once. Going twice. So I'm hitting the sold button. There it is. Sold.
Thank you, Matthew. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Appreciate that very
awesome. Good man.
Randy also says he'll shave his head for the summer though. All righty. Thank you for that, Matthew.
Put my PayPal in there.
Yeah, Dan will put his PayPal in there. And let's bring up Gary. All right, Gary, this is 11 by 17, correct?
Yes.
Oh, hang on a second. Let's do that.
11 by 17.
Look at that. Hold it up again. Boris Karloff as Frank.
Oh man,
it's all
so crazy.
You see, like,
imagine
it's just 2 layers, but I control the dark light value with the thickness of the line.
Yes, very nice. Okay, do you have a starting bid on this, Gary? Do you have a starting bid on this? Do you have a starting bid?
Yes, minimum on this is 100.
Okay, so we know to get in this piece. This is 11 by 17, you guys. This is freaking awesome. $100 is going to be the minimum to take this home.
And because it's 11 by 17, I'll need 20 for shipping.
20 shipping. So then Dan just put his PayPal in there.
Yeah, don't forget to put your address in there too, so I can. Yeah. I think I've sent something to Matt before.
danlawless2@gmail.com. That is what you're. There it is. Heat Miser, $100 confirmed for Frankenstein.
Wow, that is something else.
Thank you.
I would love to see these inks in person, man. I got to see what they look like.
Well, you could bid, Dan.
Yeah, I guess I could. Yeah. I could. Except that I'm much money. My wife will kill me.
And so, like the same technique for his jacket. If you look close,
150
cross hatching, but they're just thicker lines.
Yeah,
Vespa guy.
Thank you,
Vespa. Mighty Vespa guy.
Maromi.
Of 200.
200. Now we're getting someplace.
Now we're cooking.
Maromi, thank you.
Says nope, 225.
Yeah, this is just an incredible piece that you would want to have on display. I mean, people come over to your house and you're like, and they're like, that somebody did that. Somebody inked that.
I get that a lot.
Oh my!
Vespa went to 250, but then Maroney comes in with 275.
275.
Nice. Thank you.
Yeah.
Might as well go to 300.
Blowing it up, you could see all my faults, but you could see my technique is that it's like rows of lines and then juxtaposed with lines on top to create the light and dark.
Yeah.
I learned this technique by studying Bill Stout.
How about that?
I thought you were going to say you learned it by studying dollar bills.
Vespa 300.
There you go.
Nice.
Even for you.
Thank you.
Dan, how much do you need for shipping on your piece again, Matthew Moon?
$10 is fine. Should cover.
$10 is fine, he said. Henry Angeles says artists love the word juxtapose.
If you're in the U.S., are you in the U.S.? Yeah. I'm sorry. Is he in the U.S.?
Yeah, Henry,
Matthew,
that might be the first time.
Yeah, $10
I've
US.
ever used juxtaposed.
Oh, I use it all the time. I love it.
Do you?
Yeah. So Matthew, I assume you're in the US. So it's $10 in the US. Jim Alaska says, "Is that Gary's self-portrait?"
Hardy, har.
Wow.
It looks more like me, you know.
Well, what I should say is
okay.
Was I muted there?
No, yeah,
We heard the laughter.
What I should say is
every time I draw Frankenstein, people say it's a self-portrait. So, and they're right.
Well, I didn't want to touch that.
I just got that Frankie look, you know.
We'll just leave it there.
Oh, look at that 355. Awesome, man.
Gary's like counting his corn dogs right now. He's like, I can eat corn dogs for a week now.
Well, except this money has to go to a need, not a want.
Oh no. So Gary has a need as well. He's not getting specific, but 355 Moromi.
Check out the masterful use of splatter in the background, where it's fading from light to dark.
Whoa.
Now wait a minute. How did you apply the splatter?
With a toothbrush and my thumb.
A toothbrush. Gee, many Christmas. All right.
So
I always have like big drops inevitably fall off the toothbrush.
You have to monitor the amount that's in the toothbrush. So I have a piece of paper that I practice on first before it goes to the artwork.
Now you mask that off too, right?
Yes, and like you could see on the border, there's no border line. It's inked up to, so there's a nice clean white line.
Right, you had tape there, right?
Yes.
Okay. Yes. So we're at 380, Heat Miser in the lead. Matthew Muma says, Dan Lawless, I sent the money. Did it come through?
I shall check.
I use that's how I splatters with the toothbrush method as well, but not with the precision that you do, Gary.
Like I say, I practice first on another piece of paper and get the pattern that I'm looking for.
Rhythm.
The pattern that I'm looking for, because I want it to be, I didn't want it to be big and blotchy. So there's not that much ink in the toothbrush when I'm doing this.
Right.
Which means I have to dip a lot, because once you flick a few times, then the toothbrush is empty. And then you have to start all over again.
Do you use liquid Frisket over the
No, it's
you cut it?
It's a mask that you cut, yeah.
Oh, okay.
You just lay it over the top of it and cut away.
Right. Vespa says he's out.
Thank you, Vespa. I appreciate you running up the total.
So Heat Miser is at 380. We're going to start a countdown right now. 380 right now in the lead.
38. By the way, I got paid, Matthew. Thank you. That's good.
We're only at $20 away from 400. I feel like Moromi's thinking about it right now.
He's thinking about it.
What kind of razor does Frankenstein use? What kind of razor does he use? Because he has got a real clean shave,
Well, he's dead. Would hair even grow on him?
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah.
That's a good question. And if he tried to use a razor, would the blade just snap in two?
There's a lot of questions there that may not get answered on this show, but certainly food for thought down the road.
Yeah, we don't answer anything on this show.
Just put it out there. It's all for you guys to decide.
We raise a lot of questions, but no answers.
Rich Ware says hair and nails grow after death, but for how long? It's not like it continuously grows.
Well, right? It grows for a while though, right? For weeks.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
6. We are counting down, by the way. We keep getting sidetracked here, but we are on 6 on the countdown. Here comes number 5. As we
probably the ear and nose hair grows.
Yeah, for weeks.
For weeks. Yeah. That's pretty much my situation.
I don't understand that at all. I never liked that. It's like your hair falls out, but the hair in your ears grows like crazy. And
I know.
Your nose hairs. And it's like, why is this happening to me? What did I do to deserve this?
To deserve this nose hair?
Yeah, well, God's kind of like, it's sort of like he's going, let's mess with him a little bit.
I could deal with the hair, the nose hair and the ear hair if I had hair on my head, but I don't. It's like I've sacrificed that for ear hair. And you're like, how is that even fair? Okay, here we go. Major Glitch says, that's one of those myths, unfortunately. He says, the appearance of growth is an optical illusion caused by skin dehydration and tissue retraction. Okay. I don't know if that's true or not, Major Glitch, but it sounds good. Here are 2. We're counting down 2.
We accept all scientific theories here.
We absolutely do.
That's why I trim my nails, is because of tissue retraction.
Now, Steve Giblin says it's true. So we got people saying all sorts of stuff in this.
Yeah. If it sounds kind of cool and it sounds somewhat intelligent, it's true. Legitimate.
Yeah.
Best Age Comics says, hey, Aaron, want to put Gwen up for auction? I probably could next week. I got to finish it first. So I don't want to put it up when it's done.
What about just doing this 400? That'd be good. That'd perfect. Isn't your OCD guys kicking in? Like, don't you just want to get it to 400?
Yeah, I do. But I'm typing in sold
380,
right now.
So it's bugging my it's
bugging
my hair stand.
Wait a minute.
It's bugging down.
You add the $20 for shipping and it's 400. So
that's true.
0. Okay, going once.
Thanks a lot. I'm trying to make this sale,
I know, but we got to get out of here, man. I got another show to do in like 10 minutes.
I appreciate it, Dan.
Sold. There it is.
There we go.
Sold to Heat Miser 08 for $380. Thank you very much, guys.
He's the one.
Thank you. And I just put in my PayPal information. Please make sure you have your shipping address included.
He is too much.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
He's too much.
Dun, dun, dun. All right, guys, that's going to do it for this week's show. Thank you for those of you who backed Barbaric Adventures during the show. We are only, let me check this real quick. We are 41 backers away from original art raffle. Let's see if we can get there by this time next week. So spread the word about Barbaric Adventures. It's clearly, I'm not going to lie and I'm not going to pretend. It's underachieving at this point. And there's a lot of people out there that should be back in this book, and we need to convince them to do so. Let them get it out in front of them. Help us out to make this the best project possible. And we do appreciate all you guys for your support and for backing the campaign. And like I said, spreading the word and the super chats and conversing with us in our chat. So
thank you. Shout out to Vespa Guy and Heat Miser.
Yes. Thank you guys for helping out in the auctions as well.
And Matthew.
Yep. We thank you guys. Appreciate it. We'll see you next week right here on Graybeard's Studio. Good night, everybody.